Alex Padilla.
The fact of the matter is, a half a dozen violent criminals.
He was quickly removed by federal agents.
Hands off.
The California governor calls the senator's treatment outrageous and shameful. Noam later had a meeting with the senator, whose office says he is not currently detained. The president's military response to riots in L.A. facing a test in court as a judge holds a hearing on California's emergency request to block troops from being used for immigration enforcement. California is also expected to challenge a rollback of its electric vehicle mandate and emission standards. President Trump signing congressional resolutions he says will save the auto industry and be good for dealerships.
Yeah, they're going to do better than ever before. They're going to sell cars in America at levels that they've never even thought of before. And they're going to make more money than they ever made before. It's going to be great. They're going to be selling a better car, too. It's going to be a better product.
California wants to phase out gas-powered vehicles. The sex crimes retrial of Harvey Weinstein in New York ends with a mistrial on a rape charge, a day after the jury convicted him of one sex act count and acquitted him of another. The jury foreperson refusing to continue deliberations on the remaining charge today after reporting he felt bullied. Defense attorney Arthur Adalo plans to appeal the conviction, claiming juror misconduct.
Not just relying on what we saw in the courtroom, what you all saw in the courtroom about a juror saying he's being so intimidated, he refused to go back into the deliberating room. None of us have ever heard of that.
Weinstein could face another retrial, though, on the remaining rape charge. America is listening to Fox News.
The doctor's office that acts
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Who lost their jobs? No rain showing up on radar this afternoon. Rain is back, though, tomorrow, and in a big way. It's 83 right now, 86 the expected high. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 3:02. Layoffs for state employees. Jonette Cruz explains why.
The layoffs follow major budget cuts signed into law by Governor Mike Braun. Agencies in education and commerce are among the hardest hit. The Indiana State Library is losing 16 employees. The Indiana School for the Deaf has cut 14 positions, and the Department of Education has laid off 6. The Indiana Historical Bureau has been reduced to a single staffer. Ivy Tech Community College also announced over 200 layoffs statewide, citing significant cuts in state funding.
You might remember the shooting outside of the courthouse in Danville, May 5th. The deputies who shot and killed 65-year-old Mark Vaughter have been cleared of any wrongdoing. Hendricks County deputies Zachary Emmett and Nathan Phillips shot and killed Vaughter when he aimed a gun toward them and inmates being brought into the courthouse. Vaughter's 2 great-grandchildren were killed in a crash in Plainfield, and Sidoni Pettis, the man charged in the crash, was due in Hendricks County Court that day, but no motive has been discussed by police. 105 years in prison for murder and attempted murder charges. Jarrett Lewis has more.
Indianapolis man Tony Miller Jr. is responsible for shooting and killing William Wilson and injuring his ex-girlfriend in November of 2022 on the city's Far East Side. Investigators say Miller shot Wilson in the head while he was sitting in his vehicle waiting to pick up Miller's daughter, along with the woman who was shot in the arm. The Marion County Prosecutor's Office said Miller was arrested after a license plate reader caught his truck near the scene of the shooting. Miller was then charged with murder and attempted murder.
Hobstadt man accused of shooting and killing his wife and 2 family members says through his attorney that he is the victim. 77-year-old Patrick Waite called 911 and waited for police when the triple killing happened last month in the Scottsdale Acres area of Hobstadt. Admitting to the shootings, a new lawsuit filed by his attorney says he was the victim of elder abuse and that his wife and her family were involved in the Sinaloa drug cartel. The attorney tells 14 News that Waite was sleeping with a gun under his pillow after seeing his stepsons commit violence against several people and threaten his life. Attorney Jonathan Danks tells the TV station it will all come out at trial and believes his client will be vindicated. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could it be lower testosterone?
Lower T.
Happens to most guys after 40. I was in the same boat until I started using Nugenix Total T2.
Total T2, the new one I've seen on TV.
Yep, it's the next generation testosterone booster for both free and total testosterone. It's packed with even more man-boosting power, sending nitric oxide levels skyrocketing in just 3 hours.
It actually works?
I feel like I'm in my 20s again. I've got more energy, better results in the gym, and things are even better in the bedroom. Send them a text and get a complimentary bottle.
Text now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the #1 testosterone brand at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, absolutely free. Text TEAR to 369369. That's TEAR to 369369. TEAR to 369369.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
93 WIBC traffic. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, Chris, we're over on the west side on Washington Street going eastbound towards Indianapolis, and there is a crash before 465. It has a stop. 3 lanes are closed right now, and traffic is completely clogged past High School Road. So it's eastbound Washington Street approaching 465. Find another way. Maybe Rockville Road is an option. Also looking at the north side, eastbound 465. Crash after Keystone Avenue, and it's in the middle of the interstate, causing stop traffic past Keystone Avenue, not quite to Westfield Boulevard. Traffic sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Tired of feeling alone in your job search? With just one connection, you can find endless job opportunities. That connection is Express Employment Professionals. Visit ExpressPros.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Here's your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Hazy sunshine for the day today. We'll look for clouds to increase this afternoon. It's going to be warm and humid with highs near 86. Mainly cloudy skies tonight with lows near 67. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it! Halliburton using the Turner screen, driving to his left, cross-court pass to Neesmith, and he buries a cold-blooded 3 from the right sideline.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. That was iconic voice of the Pacers, Mark Boyle of the Pacer Radio Network. Pacers winning Game 3. Leads the series 2-1 versus OKC. And final score 116-107. Hammer. What a game last night. And I don't want to be that guy. It's like, I guess I'll be the guy. I thought the crowd had a part to play. I mean, it's kind of cliche to say anymore in sports. The crowd, the crowd was so loud it was rocking last night.
Kevin Bowen from our sister sports station this morning, he was there, and he said it sounded as raucous as a football crowd would be.
Wow.
It was as intense as that joint has ever been. And look, I don't know if you could feel it coming through the television, but for the folks that were there, they said it had a rock concert feel to it last night.
So it's not, I know it is kind of cliche to say crowd plays a factor, but would you say a crowd played a factor last night, in addition to the excellent play of many different people coming off the bench for the Indiana Pacers?
Oh, the bench was huge, right? Matherin had a great game. Obi Toppin had a big putback dunk. TJ McConnell was his usual scrappy self last night.
Yes.
Here was an example of what we're talking about with TJ McConnell. This is from the Pacers Radio Network.
McConnell dances, spins, picks it up, and can't finish in front. Rebound to the grateful Nembhard over on the left wing. It was tipped in his direction. He grabbed it and laid it in. And then McConnell steals, and the Pacers get 4 quick points in a matter of seconds. The game is tied with 8.5 to go.
I love that. So McConnell took a shot, missed it, and rebounded it, and then passed it. And they scored, right? And then McConnell proceeded to steal the inbound pass.
And score.
Again.
Yes. He did that incredible. A couple times last night. Like, you can't take a second off inbounding the ball when TJ McConnell's on the court.
He's a Broad Ripple 10 last night. I know Rob Kendall always says, he's a Broad Ripple 8 at home, Broad Ripple 6 on the road. He was 10 last night, I think.
It was a fun effort from the dudes and a great game. Like, the Pacers pulled away at the end, but each team took turns, swinging punches at each other. I mean, metaphorically here, this isn't like Pacers Pistons, but no, I absolutely think the crowd had a part in that. Dudes like TJ McConnell and Obi Toppin, I think they feed off that energy of the home crowd when they're coming off the bench. That's why they're so much better at home than they are on the road. We did see a few protesters outside last night, Nige. We kind of knew it was coming.
I heard anywhere from hundreds to 1,000. That's what I heard. I don't know. I don't have that exact count for you. I don't really care, actually.
Sounded like everything went off without a hitch. There were some reports. I think it was the social media platform called Indianapolis Watch that puts out, police bulletins and things like that, firsthand reports of people all throughout the city. They posted last night, and I shared this on social media, the Pacer fans were chanting USA and drowning out the protesters near the field house. Like, man, come on, it's game 3. We've been waiting 25 years for this opportunity. You ain't going to spoil our fun here.
No. Yeah, I don't think they, as you would say, wanted any of that smoke.
They did not. There's a reason why you didn't see the anti-ICE, anti-Israeli protesters at the Snake Pit at the 500 this year. And trust me, they didn't want any of the action of what was taking place outside of the field house yesterday.
They couldn't afford that ticket to get into the Snake Pit, let's be honest. That's the reason why they weren't there. But yeah, a few hundred to 1,000. I talked to a friend in law enforcement, said that will not be the only time we see that crowd this weekend, but by all means, even the FOP released a statement saying everything went smooth.
Yeah, there's another protest scheduled for Saturday over at the Indiana State House beginning at noon.
Is it the same thing? Is it anti-ICE?
Well, it's pro-breaking windows. That's what we've seen from these, quote, peaceful protests, isn't it? This one's supposed to be an anti-Trump one.
Oh, gotcha.
So they're going back to the hits, right? It's like when Oasis goes back on the road. All right, we're going to do the Wonderwall tour. Hey, sometimes it's nice to hear the new material, but everybody loves the hits. So this is a good old-fashioned anti-Trump rally.
It was funny. By the way, last night, can I just say something else? We had this new puppy dog. It's like 8 weeks old, and so I'm in the middle of a game. It's got to go pee. Everybody else in our house is asleep. The dog's on my lap, so I go outside, and I could hear other neighbors and they have TVs that are out on their porch and stuff, and I'm hearing other neighbors in other parts of the court and other parts of the streets go like, yeah, go! And I'm like, crap, what am I missing? Hurry up. Junior, pee, go potty. Junior, potty. I know I'm missing. It was towards the end of the game.
That sounds like a job for Connor. That sounds like a job for Sissy.
Look, I'm telling you,
they wanted the damn dog. They can go take him outside when the Pacer game's on.
Okay. All right, yeah, we'll run that by him and see how that works out.
Listen, you're the one funding the food. You funded the cost of life. I don't think it's asking too much for the boy to take him out. Come on, the game's on right now. For what it's worth, I thought law enforcement did a great job last night. Nothing escalated. Everything was fine. That's good. Now, one of the things I'm seeing out in Los Angeles, and I think this is brilliant. Again, the same way I love the fact that the Pacer fans were drowning out the protesters last night chanting USA, we're getting reports now from Los Angeles, which is kind of ground zero for the latest round of mostly peaceful bricks going through windows, that the MAGA fans, the Donald Trump supporters, are taking Trump stickers, like MAGA stickers, and putting them on the cars of the rioters. So when they see that sticker on the car, they throw a brick through it, they throw a rock through it, and it turns out it's their own car. Fantastic.
Genius.
Standing ovation. Standing ovation. Back to the Pacers for a second. One of the cool things that I thought happened last night happened on the radio. So Mark Boyle is the iconic voice of the Indiana Pacers, been there for years, right? Well, Chris Denary is the TV host for the Indiana Pacers, the TV play-by-play. Well, local TV guys do not get a chance to broadcast the finals. So Mark Boyle thought, you know what? Chris Denary's been here for a long time. He's paid his dues. He deserves to be a part of this. So Mark Boyle let Denary call the second quarter of the Pacers game last night on the radio.
Oh, that's classy.
Just so he could actually be part of it. Here's a big call by Chris Denary in that second quarter last night.
In the paint, falling down to Siakam. Now McConnell. Free throw line against Cason Wallace. Jumps it inside, and Siakam got it and lays it in.
How does he come up with that basketball? And look at T.J. McConnell.
T.J. McConnell with the steal. Siakam for three. It's no good. McConnell the rebound to Mathurin, who lays it in.
Class move by Boyle.
Yeah.
Right?
You know, he's got that reputation of being a little on the surly side, right, from time to time.
But Daenerys a legend, too, and he deserves a shot.
100%.
At broadcasting the Pacers finals.
And look, people might not realize it's a big difference doing television to radio. Like on radio, you've got to create that theater of the mind, as to where TV, you can just kind of let the pictures tell the story. Daenerys sounded great, but he's also on the IMS radio network and does a great job with those guys. Pro's pro, so I thought that was cool. Here to recap everything that we saw in that game last night. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back AI Rick Carlisle.
Well, it's clear that the Oklahoma City Thunder are a group of wussies. It's that simple. I really think the noise of our crowd made some of them pee their pants. I think I saw a stream of urine running down the leg of Chet Holmgren in that fourth quarter. And have you seen their coach? What's up with his haircut? His hair looks like a mix of Jim Carrey and Dumb and Dumber and Joe Hogsett. I have better hair than that guy, and I've been bald for years. Anyway, go Pacers. Boom, baby. AI Carlisle out.
Yeah, can the Pacers stop that big, ugly, skinny doofus Holmgren?
Chet Holmgren.
Man, that guy.
Second half, the big fella did kind of wear down just a little bit.
Yeah.
And look, hat tip to Nembhard. He was playing his butt off on defense. He might not have the numbers in the box score, but dude, he's using all of his fouls. He's chasing Shea all over the court. So many dudes, man. It's a total team effort on this Pacers squad. Matt Baer, what's going on?
All right, West Side crash, eastbound Washington Street approaching 465. This is at High School Road, and it's an overturned semi-trailer. We have a report that the trailer was leaking battery acids, so we're cleaning it up now. Again, all right lanes are closed. 3 right lanes with only the left lane available for travel, and this has us backed up about a quarter of a mile, so I would avoid. Again, it's eastbound Washington approaching 465 at High School Road. Southbound 6570, that construction delay, stop and go traffic right now from the north split to the south split, 3-minute delay there. Eastbound 465, crash after Keystone Avenue blocking the right shoulder, slow to Westfield Boulevard. Traffic sponsored by Staples. Have you heard? The Staples Easy button is back with even more easy. Press it for custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos. Staples, that was easy. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Got a fun show this afternoon. Indy Spanglish, Jerry Lopez will be calling in here in about 15 minutes.
Right on.
Rob Kendall's going to flip out and go off the rails, talking about the current situation of leadership here in Indianapolis, the city, county council, the mayor's office, and local media as well. We've got a fun contest for ladies only. Ladies Day here at the Hammer and Nigel show.
Okay, ladies only.
We're going to completely discriminate against the men, right? Maybe we've been watching CNN too much. Maybe we've been listening to too many DNC talking points. We're going to segregate things because we're told they dig that. This is a ladies only contest for Yes concert tickets coming up a little bit later on. So ladies, be ready to compete against your fellow gals. That being said, man, warming up outside, 85 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Let's have a good time, man. This is the Hammer and Nigel show.
Stop putting up with lousy well water. You just can't find anybody better than the pros at C&J. Great systems, great people too. C&J at 317-852-WELL.
It's Matt Baer for Trajan Wealth. Planning for retirement takes a little more than opening a savings account. You know this, but you may not know where to start when it comes to your financial future. I was right there with you. Trajan Wealth will help you, partner with you in designing a strategy, then a customized portfolio that's based on realistic options that are all about your goals and circumstances. Call and schedule your first appointment. It's for 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. It's like you have this old 401k just sitting there doing nothing. Let Trajan get that money working for you again. Let Trajan help you start making money with that old 401k. That's what it's there for. Call today, 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first appointment is on them. 317-480-4040. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
In 6/22/25, new customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-9336. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-9336. 800-444-9336.
The doctor's office that accidentally mixed up your files has your social security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info. And the hotel that lost your reservation has your passport number. You need LifeLock because your personal info is in endless places that can expose you to identity thieves. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
1, 2, 3, let's go! You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
How are you? How did Jay-Z lose $1 million?
Well,
what did he do?
He bet that the Oklahoma City Thunder would win in 5 games.
Oh.
That possibility has been eliminated because they're down 2 games to 1.
$1 million.
Right. But honestly, that's like you and I betting $100 on a game.
Oh, hell. $1.
Right.
I wouldn't hesitate to say $1 on a game.
I mean, he's close to billionaire status because he owns the record label. He was a minority owner of the Brooklyn Nets. Might still be. I'm not sure. But, him losing $1 million, while I'm laughing at him and I'm glad that he lost it, I'm pretty confident he's going to be all right. That's not that big of a bet. Dudes like him and Floyd Mayweather, they have that laying in their couch.
How did I haven't looked. You gave us some bets yesterday. How'd they turn out?
I gave 3 free bets on this program. 3 winners, Nige.
Nice.
3 for 3. We had the TJ McConnell points assist over. We had Tyrese Halliburton over on made 3-pointers. And thanks to a last-minute garbage bucket by Pascal Siakam, we cashed that over on points, baby. 3 for 3.
Nice.
It's the way we roll here. And shameless plug, you can also check out the Degenerates Next Door Sports Betting podcast that myself, Rob Kendall, host. Now, we're not professionals. We do our homework. We crunch the numbers. We use AI to come up with some of the better bets. But we also have real professionals, dudes that do this for a living on the show.
We talked to him last week. Live in person at the casino at Horseshoe Indy.
Kitty Britt, David Stefanoff, they're part of the podcast. And again, everything we do is free. They have VIP services, but on the show, I make them give out free picks. So check it out anywhere you get your podcast, Degenerates Next Door. Dateline, Florida. Again, I can't remember. Are you a Sam's Club guy or not?
Oh, Costco.
Costco, okay.
It used to be a Sam's Club. I don't live near one now. We live near Costco, so.
Same type of store, but okay.
Yeah.
70-year-old Florida man was arrested for going to Sam's Club near Orlando, finding a pallet of Spam.
Oh, he must have stole a bunch of Spam.
He peed all over it.
Oh!
He did the same to the Vienna sausages, Nige. The Spam and the Vienna sausages, he peed all over it.
No.
The store had to throw away everything. 3,300 cans of Vienna sausage.
Wait a minute.
2,700 cans of Spam, a combined value of $10,585.
I can condone. I understand going to jail for urinating on thousands and thousands of cans of Spam and Vienna sausages, but you're telling me they had to destroy the food?
I'm sure it violates some sort of health code. You can't put out sausages that have pee on them.
It's not on them. It's on the can. You just hose the sucker down and give it away to, the homeless or something.
Look, I don't work at the Board of Health. I don't know what the policy is. All I know is that when I was in high school and I worked at Great Times in Beech Grove, when a kid would pee in the big ball pit or have a diaper on and poop gets in the ball pit,
you had to clear that sucker out.
You had to take every ball out, sterilize, clean every ball, and you learn to hate kids.
I understand that. I understand that, but what I'm saying makes sense. Anybody maybe in the YouTube chat, these are protected, sealed cans of good quality food. Just because some guy peed all over the cans, you can maybe sanitize the cans, run them through a car wash or something, and the food that's inside the cans is still good, right?
So you want to take home something that's had 70-year-old Florida man pee on the outside?
I'm not saying resell them. I'm saying donate it to a shelter or something.
Would you buy it on a discount if they had a pallet that said Vienna sausages with the price? And then over here, Vienna sausages that have urine on them for a lesser price. Your argument is that you would buy the cheaper ones because you're okay with it.
It's not. You have to clean them first, obviously. You have to spray them down, hose them, take a fire hose to them. But I would say you're wasting the sealed, hermetically sealed food that's inside the cans. It's just kind of like, it reminds me of Seinfeld when they wouldn't take the stumps off the muffin tops. You're going to deny the homeless people the stumps?
Hey, the homeless people, they don't deserve to have pecans. There's something for the Friday montage, Allison. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Man, do I love the coating Galaxy Concrete Coatings gave my garage and my basement utility room concrete floor as well. They've been to my house twice. It just took them a day each time, and they did a spectacular job. The concrete floor in my basement, as well as my garage, were in bad shape. Stained, uneven, cracked, dirty, and Galaxy Concrete Coatings came in, put some polyurea on that baby. It's not epoxy they use. It's called polyurea. That's the new standard. Garages, basements, pool decks, any indoor or outdoor area concrete. Don't use anybody else except Galaxy Concrete Coatings, okay? GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com or give them a call, 751-9070.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and nearly 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. Left untreated, these veins can cause tired, heavy legs, swelling, burning, cramping, aching, even restless leg syndrome. In some cases, it can lead to serious health risks like blood clots. USA Vein Clinics offers minimally invasive treatments that take as little as 15 minutes, covered by most insurances. Call 317-516-6861 and schedule your appointment today. Don't wait. 317-516-6861 for free information today. Imagine walking, exercising, and sleeping peacefully again. Varicose and spider veins won't go away on their own. USA Vein Clinics can help. Call 317-516-6861 for fast, easy, affordable solutions. USA Vein Clinics treatments are covered by most insurance plans. Don't put this off any longer. Call 317-516-6861.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, haven't seen you around the gym for a while. Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could it be lower testosterone?
Lower T.
Happens to most guys after 40. I was in the same boat until I started using Nugenix Total T2.
Total T2, the new one I've seen on TV.
Yep, it's the next generation testosterone booster for both free and total testosterone. It's packed with even more man-boosting power, sending nitric oxide levels skyrocketing in just 3 hours.
It actually works?
I feel like I'm in my 20s again. I've got more energy, better results in the gym, and things are even better in the bedroom. Send them a text and get a complimentary bottle.
Text now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the #1 testosterone brand at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, absolutely free. Text TEAR to 369369. That's TEAR to 369369. TEAR to 369369.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
There was apparently one survivor. No rain right now, mostly cloudy though, and you can expect rain starting tomorrow and through the weekend. It's 83 on Monument Circle. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. That Air India plane carrying more than 240 people crashed in a suburban neighborhood in northwest India shortly after takeoff, with authorities now saying there appears to be a single surviving passenger. Fox's Greg Palcott from London.
The plane crash in India took place around midday local time. The police commissioner at the scene had said there might be no survivors from the plane itself, but now we're getting word of a miracle. According to another official, one person made it through the horror. UK media says it's a Brit. It was an Air India Boeing 787-A Dreamliner plane that took off from the airport in Ahmedabad. That's a city in the northwestern part of India. It was bound for London's second busiest airport, Gatwick. On board, 230 passengers, along with Indians, 53 British, 7 Portuguese, 1 Canadian, among them 11 children and 2 toddlers, as well as a 12-person crew.
A lawsuit against the Trump administration announced by California Attorney General Rob Bonta over action to eliminate California's electric vehicle mandates and the Golden State's Clean Vehicles program. Bonta says he is delivering on a promise made to community members.
We made a promise that if the president attempted to illegally interfere with our clean air standards, we'd hold him accountable in court. Today, we are making good on that promise.
Among other regulations, California had instituted a rule banning the sale of new gas-powered cars by 2035. President Trump says Israel could soon take military action against Iran's nuclear program. Fox's Jared Halper.
President Trump says Israeli strikes targeting Iran may not be imminent,
but it looks like it's something that could very well happen.
The State Department has pulled some personnel from Middle East embassies and is providing voluntary evacuations for military family members. Still, the president says he's hopeful conflict will be avoided with a new nuclear deal negotiated between the U.S. and Iran.
Traffic and weather in 1 minute.
By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Hammer and Nigel to 46220. That's Hammer and Nigel to 46220. Or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
93 WIBC traffic. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, Chris. All right, West Siders. We're looking at eastbound Washington Street at High School Road. This is approaching 465 Rams, and we have a rolled semi-trailer blocking 3 right lanes, only the left lane available for travel, and we are stopped from High School Road back to 6B Street. So I totally avoid this at the moment. Maybe use Rockville Road. That's an option. Also, eastbound 465 on the north side, crash at the White River after Keystone Avenue. Right shoulder block, traffic slow to Keystone. Southbound 65 slow from west to Meridian, and again from the north split down to the south split. And inbound 69 stop and go 106th Street to 82nd. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Here's your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Hazy sunshine for the day today. We'll look for clouds to increase this afternoon. It's going to be warm and humid with highs near 86. Mainly cloudy skies tonight with lows near 67. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
The Hammer and Nigel Show. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special guest on the hotline.
One of my favorite flamethrowers on social media.
Yeah.
A man that does not hold back. He's also a fill-in host here at 93 WIBC. Jerry Lopez, Indy Spanglish joins us. My man, how are you?
Not too bad, fellas. How's it going today?
So, Nigel and I talked about this new poll that came out. And this is a CNN poll, Jerry, not a Fox poll, not a Breitbart poll. This was a CNN poll. Harry Enton, their poll geek, talking about this, how people who have came to this country legally, legal immigrants, right? They are all in on what Donald Trump is doing when it comes to ICE and deportations and things like that. So I thought, you know what? Let's get Jerry on the mix here because, again, your family, they came over from Cuba. I feel like you would have a pretty good perspective on this. Do you buy that people who have came to this country as immigrants but did it legally are all in on what they're seeing from Trump and ICE?
I mean, listen, Hammer, every now and then the world collides to give you the perfect moment for you, and this is my moment, okay? 100%. My mom is a naturalized citizen. She went through the classes. She took the test. She paid the price of what it costs to live in a country that's free. Anybody that's came over here illegally, whether you started out as a green card holder and went through the naturalization process or what have you, all of us paid the price to get these rights that come to us. And it's not fair. Not only is it not fair, but it sets the wrong example to just give those away. If you want to live in the greatest country in the world, I think you should earn it a little bit.
How much does it cost? Do you remember the cost? I'm sure it's escalated somewhat since your mom came here, but I have a relative went through the process and paid 5 figures. I mean, it took 10 years almost for it to happen.
Yeah, no, I've heard stories of that, but my mom came over on basically a refugee humanitarian swap when Jimmy Carter was president. They allowed so many Cubans over, so I don't know if she paid anything for that, but I know that she went through the naturalization process, which is a test that, unfortunately, I think a lot of kids in high school would not pass today.
American-born kids.
Just civics, just regular civics.
Well, you could also add reading and writing and math, but that's another discussion, Jerry. So what goes through your mind when you see these super progressive, woke white women in the suburbs that are going on social media? Be careful, ICE is coming to our neighborhood. Or you see these riots taking place on television, you know, the quote-unquote ICE riots in L.A. that are now spreading. When you see that kind of stuff, with the background that you have with your family, what goes through your mind?
Well, 2 thoughts come immediately to mind. A, Karen doesn't want to live with the immigrants either. All right, she's out here in the burbs somewhere. She's not down there living next to those guys, but she thinks they should be able to stay in your neighborhood because guess what? It makes her feel a little bit less racist. You know what I mean?
Right, just a little bit.
That's it. Like, she's like, oh, let's let them stay. Like, no, lady, what are you doing?
There is nobody more offended, Jerry, than a suburban white woman.
At all. And they take over all the causes, whether it's BLM, whether it's this, whether it's any of it. You always see the white lady with blonde hair showing up after the PTA meetings. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I mean, they were all in on Martha's Vineyard. When DeSantis sent that plane load to Martha's Vineyard, things changed quite a bit.
100%. The thing that I think that should live in people's minds forever, and I've never forgotten the image, is when the car is burning and some dude is doing circles around the car waving a Mexican flag.
Yes.
This is not about rights. This feels like an invasion. All right, this feels like an invasion, right? So whether you're black or white or first-generation American like myself, like this all of our country. Now, we can fight, but you're not going to come into our house and mess stuff up. We got enough problems of our own, okay? But if you want to wave that flag at a protest in my country, then go back then, man. If it's so good in Mexico where you want to wave your flag, go back to Guadalajara, brother. I don't care.
Hey, Jerry, when your parents came over from Cuba, how much government assistance did they need or get? And how long did that last until they were able to make it on their own?
Yeah, so I know my mom was on. We had food stamps, so the old school book, right? It was like green and blue and brown or whatever. But my mom always worked 40 hours a week. If there's anything I can say about my mom, that lady worked. Congratulations to my mom. She's retiring from Methodist Hospital after 36 years, dude. Who does that?
That's awesome.
Who does that? Yeah, who does that, right? That's the kind of woman my mom is, right? Which is why I am the person I am now. There was no excuses in my house. This was not Cuba. You have no reason you can't figure this out. And I think that's one of the biggest problems here today is we want to tell everybody, you don't have a chance because you're not white. You don't have a chance because you grew up with English as a second language. You don't have a chance because your parents didn't make money. That's all handicapping yourself. You have just as much of a chance, if not a better chance today, because guess what? What better time to be brown than today? Pick a year, any year.
Yeah.
This is the year you want to be brown.
Chatting with Jerry Lopez, Indy Spanglish on social media. And Jerry, the thing that I'm noticing with the riots now, and yes, they are riots, despite what, Mina Kimes and the folks at CNN try to tell you. They are riots in some places. Same thing as 2020. What I'm seeing right now is there's a few people that are actually passionate about the cause, and then a bunch of freeloading bums that are organized that just want to come down and cause chaos, that don't give a damn about whatever the cause is. They just want to create a problem. Are you seeing the same thing?
Hey, nothing says we need to fix immigration like getting 4 pairs of Yeezys on a Friday night. You know what I mean? Like, what does taking the iPhone do for Miguel? Nothing, dude, right? As a matter of fact, like, there needs to be an honest conversation, and moments like this make it so much worse because I'm at the point now as a first-generation American, get everybody out. I don't care about that it's just the criminals anymore. Get them all out. I'm over it. Everybody's got to go. Everybody's got to go.
Did you see the guys that got trapped in the Apple store that had broken in during the riots in Los Angeles? They got in, but they got trapped and they couldn't get back out. I was laughing and laughing.
Hey, so here's my thing. Like, how dumb would you have to be an illegal and go to this protest? You should be at home, amigo. Do not go to the protest.
Right. And like you said earlier, if you're so passionate about waving the Mexican flag around, which you've got the right to do, no one's saying that you don't, you got the right to do it, but then you should agree with what ICE wants to do. Send you back to where that flag is so awesome.
Hey, Jason, if America sucks so bad, why we literally got to fight people to send them back to where they want to go? Like, what? Come on, man.
Right.
There is the aspect that you mentioned, Jerry, and Hammer referenced it, that this is organized. I mean, they arrested a guy that was handing out those biometric kind of like facial masks.
Yeah, good.
Those riots, and I'm saying after that, follow the money, because that guy wasn't the one that's organizing all this. He was just a delivery driver.
If there's anything that the left does really well, it's mobilize, right? And the problem is, because it's really easy to put all the crazies under one umbrella, right? You have a free Hamas, anti-Israel guy out at the anti-rice or anti-ICE protest. Like, they don't even stand on their own, right? But to your point, listen, if you're pro-Marxist, if you're pro-socialist, if you're pro-communism, why wouldn't you use this opportunity in front of you to cause destruction?
And, Jerry, this brings us to the leadership of the Democrat Party right now. Look, it feels like they're not learning many lessons here. Like, Gavin Newsom right now is going to be the popular kid in his elite circle of lunatics, but I don't think this is resonating outside of that little pocket. You got dudes like Fetterman now saying, hey, I'm all for protest, I'm all for immigration, I'm all for free speech, but you can't be breaking windows and looting stuff and acting like it's okay.
Hey, listen, man, if I was an African-American, I'd be really ticked off at the Democrat Party. Because what have they gotten since the BLM? We've already gone to trans rights, men should compete against women, and now we're helping the illegal immigrants. Like, we have the left hates America. They want nothing more than the destruction of America. It was Ronald Reagan that said a country with no borders isn't a country. Like, that's what they want.
Well, man, we appreciate your perspective on this whole immigration thing. You're the first person I thought of when I saw these perpetually offended white women in Los Angeles and these beta males covering up their entire face with their mostly peaceful pipe bombs. I thought, you know what? Let's get Indy Spanglish in here to spit some fire.
Hey, I appreciate it, fellas, and I'm looking to have that conversation in person with one of these Karens.
My man. Thanks,
all right,
man.
Buddy.
Bye.
All right, Nigel, shall we give away some tickets?
Well, sure. Concert tickets? Oh,
yes.
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 I see what you did there.
Hey-o.
So we've got concert tickets to go see the band. Yes, the Fragile 2025 tour. It is Thursday, October 30th at Old National Center. Now, here's going to be the contest, okay? This is a ladies-only contest. Ladies.
Oh, we're discriminating?
We are discriminating
Okay.
here. The Democrats should love this. Ladies only. We are looking for the first 5 callers at 239-9393. The first 5 ladies that can get through. 239-9393. You're going to be competing against each other. Since the band is Yes, who can do the best impression of that iconic diner scene in the movie When Harry Met Sally when Meg Ryan was saying yes?
Yes! 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 Yes!
We're gonna make chicks do that? And
Yes.
We pick the best one?
Yes. So, if you want to go see the band Yes, you need to give us your best impression of When Harry Met Sally's Yes scene.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Ladies.
I love this idea.
Let's see what you got. The first 5 that get through will compete next. 239-9393. 239-9393. Your chance to win the Yes tickets next.
Yes! Yes!
When it comes to your furnace, when it comes to your air conditioning, when it comes to home maintenance, we only deal with American Standard Heating and Air because they are built to a higher standard. Here is Hammer to tell you about one of those awesome local independent American Standard dealers right here in Central Indy.
How about Family Heating and Air, the Morris family and their staff ready to hook you up this summer? You could call Rachel, you could call Marcus, or you could call Malia today to make sure that AC unit is rocking and rolling and ready for the hot air that's coming later in the summer. Family Heating and Air always encourages you to call them for a free second opinion. So if you got a quote from somebody else, it doesn't look right, call Family because nobody cares for you like Family. 317-577-8077. Ask about that indoor air quality as well. 577-8077. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you. American Standard Heating and Air, built to a higher standard.
Got plans this weekend? Why not head to Honeysuckle Hill Bistro in Brazil, Indiana? Honeysuckle Hill Bistro is located inside our family's lakeside home. The menu changes weekly, and whether it's chicken to wine, we focus on serving Indiana-sourced items. One thing that's always on the menu is our version of the Hoosier breaded tenderloin sandwich. Can't decide what to order? You can order the Bites plate, where you get a sampling of everything that's on the week's menu. Honeysuckle Hill Bistro serves dinner Fridays and Saturdays 5 to 8 and Sunday brunch buffet from 11 to 2.
Hey folks, Scott Wilson here from Wilson Farm Market, just 20 minutes north of Carmel. We're proud to bring you the freshest produce farmed right here in Indiana and across the Midwest. And don't miss our home-style fried chicken, scratch-made bakery, and a deli packed with ready-to-go favorites. Got a sweet tooth? Check out a variety of old-fashioned candies, the kind that brings back sweet memories from your childhood. At Wilson Farm Market, we're all about local freshness, friendly faces, and food that feels like home. Wilson Farm Market. That's Wilson Farm Market.
Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com.
Join the Home and Garden Show this Saturday when they'll be live 9 to 1 at Sullivan Hardware and Garden at 71st and Keystone for the 9th annual Slaw Fest. Tickets are just $25. It's a full day of family fun, live music, local drinks, and over 30 slaw dishes.
Turning 65, new to Medicare, or just moved? If you qualify for Medicare and Medicaid, a Humana Dual Eligible Special Needs Plan, a D-SNP, may give you the extra benefits you're looking for. A D-SNP helps cover things like prescriptions and checkups, but it also helps pay for essentials, too. With a Humana D-SNP, you get $225 a month for eligible groceries, rent, utilities, and more. Plus, whatever you don't spend carries over to the next month. You may even get benefits like $0 copays on routine prescriptions, plus routine dental, vision, or hearing coverage. All of this could make a difference for your health and wallet. Learn more at GetHumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a coordinated care HMO SNP plan with a Medicare contract and a contract with the Indiana Medicaid program. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal. Allowance amounts cannot be combined with other benefit allowances. Limitations and restrictions may apply.
Hammer here from my friends. Oh, my goodness. Caesar Sportsbook down in Shelbyville was rocking and rolling last night. If you went to watch the Pacers game there, I know for a fact you had awesome food because our guy Bobby in there makes awesome food. Amazing Nashville Fire chicken wings, the big awesome onion rings. And I know you got some drinks because you can't turn left or right, front or back without having a place to get a beverage. But the atmosphere inside Caesar Sportsbook in Shelbyville, the big Horseshoe Casino, Indy, walk in there and check out Caesar Sportsbook. It's the only place where you can watch the NBA Finals and have a chance with leaving with more money than you came in with. That is kind of what appeals to me, and the atmosphere is amazing. And before the game, after the game, you can walk around the casino, play a little blackjack, hit the slots, whatever turns you on. There's the racetrack right there. I'm telling you, it's your one place to just have a great night out and make plans now to watch the NBA Finals. The next game, Game 4, tomorrow night in Shelbyville, inside of Caesar Sportsbook. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you. Now, that being said, guys, we're going to have a conversation here. This contest is not for you. Like, Allison's had to kick 5 guys off the line. This is not a contest for dudes. Dudes, you will have your chance tomorrow. Guys will have their chance to do the same contest tomorrow. But right now, it's for the ladies. So we have one line open. One line for a lady that wants to compete in the contest. 239-93-93. First one to get through gets in the mix. Matt Bear.
Eastbound Washington Street on the west side, crash at High School Road. It's a bad one. Rolled semi-trailer. They've been cleaning up most of the afternoon, and the trailer was reportedly leaking battery acid. Traffic is stopped from High School Road for about a quarter of a mile. I'm staying away. Eastbound 70 in downtown. A stall after West Street causing stop-and-go traffic back to Belmont. Construction delay running southbound 65-70, and that's a 4-minute delay at the moment from the north split to the south split. Inbound 69 stop and go from 106 to 82nd. Crash 29th east of I-65. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
All right, it's 84 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center, and we're giving away tickets to go see the band Yes. The Fragile 2025 tour, Thursday, October 30th at Old National Center. And when we start thinking about the word yes, the iconic scene from the movie When Harry Met Sally comes to mind.
Sure.
Yes! 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 Yes!
I'll have what she's having.
Exactly. So we are going to give away a pair of tickets to whichever one of these ladies can give us the best impression of what we just heard.
This is very subjective, right? We decide.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And guys, your chance will be tomorrow to do the same contest. All right, let's start with Vicky. Vicky, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel show. How are you?
I'm fine.
All right.
I'm good.
All right, Vicky, your time to shine. Let's hear it. All right, Vicky, well done.
That was real good. I hear like the smacking of the table in the background.
She got into like the character. I like it. All right, we're going to put Vicky on hold, and now we're going to go to Giselle. Welcome to the Hammer and Nigel show. Giselle, go ahead.
Name. I love that name. Giselle?
Giselle, are you there? Do we not have her? Allison? Okay. Drop her. She's out of the mix. Let's go to Judy. Judy is up next. Judy, how are you?
Just fine.
All right, Judy, you know what to do. Give us your best.
Yes, yes.
All right. Thank you, Judy. It sounds like Allison when we make her do stupid impressions on this show. Let's go to Carol. Carol, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel show. Carol, give us your best.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, it's Jeff. See ya.
Oh, dudes. This is why women live longer. This is why we can't have nice things.
That was regular Jeff.
First of all, And I know you guys had caller roulette without me this past week. If you call the show with a nickname you've given yourself, we're not going to call you that. Like, I know there's Southside Tom, and there's Regular Jeff, and there's Big Boobs McGee. I don't know. We're not calling you by a nickname you give yourself.
Is there anybody left?
Karen is standing by. Karen, give us your best impression.
Yes, 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 yes.
Thank you, Karen. So what do you think, Nige?
I'm going to give it to Vicky for the sound effects and hitting of the table in the background. Vicky gets to go to yes, I think.
All right. Vicky, are you with us?
I am.
You're the winner, Vicky. Congratulations.
I'm not even sure if we're allowed to do a contest like this.
Well, we did it, and she's going to go see the band Yes by simply quoting an iconic movie scene of a popular movie. That's all that she's done. Vicky, you stay on the line. Allison's going to take care of you. Now, guys, I know this was super hard for you guys to comprehend, but it will be dudes only tomorrow.
I don't want to hear dudes do that.
Well, we got to be fair and balanced here, right? I want to hear some big, fat, regular Jeff.
Yes.
That's coming up tomorrow.
Hey, if you haven't checked your Social Security statement to see how much money you'll get in retirement, might be a smart thing you want to do, because the number could be a lot less or a lot more than the number that's on your statement. You can discover how you can get every penny that's rightfully yours with a free Social Security analysis from Bill Demery, your retirement guy.
Bill Demery, your retirement guy, and he's my retirement guy. He explains things in a way that makes sense. Listen, when you're talking about finance and retirement, it can be intimidating. It can be complicated information, but Bill Demery will break it down for you in a way that not only you understand, but he can help you get every penny that's rightfully yours in retirement. And you can get a free analysis right now by calling him 317-648-5120. 317-648-5120. Bill Demery, your retirement guy, 317-648-5120.
Summertime's here, so get a hot summertime deal at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get Lincoln's employee pricing on most all new Lincolns. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Navigators. Up to $8,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Come and see why the Roush family has served the community for over 53 years at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Navigator MSRP 105-195. Nautilus MSRP 60-195. 2025 Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small, loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
You probably have a dream retirement in mind, but do you know how to get there? The difference between dreaming and living your ideal retirement comes down to having the right plan. And that's where Howard Bailey Financial can help. At Howard Bailey Financial, we've created a free retirement toolkit to help you bridge the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. Text DREAM to 888-262-1104 to download your free retirement toolkit that includes a retirement checklist, Social Security decisions guide, estate planning guide, and more. We want your dream retirement to be your reality. And it starts by texting DREAM to 888-262-1104. Let us help you take the next step toward the retirement of your dreams. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Tony Katz here for Premier Arms in Brownsburg. This is your premier gun store. Premier Arms has the experience and know-how to help the new gun buyer and the most experienced marksman. They've been in business for over 20 years and have a friendly, knowledgeable staff that wants to help you, not talk down to you. Premier Arms in Brownsburg is family-friendly, so bring the kids. All ages are welcome. Everyone can find what they're looking for at Premier Arms in Brownsburg, 3754 South Green Street, online at premierarms.com. Tell them Tony Katz sent you, premierarms.com.
Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News, 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
Your one blood donation can help save the lives of up to 3 people. Give blood through the American Red Cross to help hospital patients. Visit redcrossblood.org today.
Takes everyone in the community working together to create a brighter future. Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Visit liveunited.org to learn how you can help.
A U.S. Senator ends up in handcuffs. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. California Democrat Alex Padilla forcibly removed after interrupting a briefing by Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem in L.A.
If this is how the Department of Homeland Security responds to a senator with a question, you can only imagine what they're doing to farm workers, to cooks, to day laborers.
But Noem says no one knew he was a senator at first.
This man burst into the room, started lunging towards the podium, interrupting me and elevating his voice, and was stopped, did not identify himself.
She calls it political theater and says she met with Padilla afterward. This as Democrats keep challenging the administration's mass deportations and the president's military response to violent protests over immigration raids. A House hearing on sanctuary states.
Democrat governors Minnesota's Tim Walz, Illinois' J.B. Pritzker, and New York's Kathy Hochul telling a House Oversight Committee.
Americans deserve a sensible, humane, and effective immigration policy.
We will not participate in abuses of power.
Revive legal pathways.
They were also blasted by Republicans over their sanctuary state policies for not cooperating with criminal apprehensions of illegals.
It's hard to figure out whose side these governors are on. They shield criminals while their own citizens pay the price.
Committee Chairman Republican James Comer, the Trump administration has sued Illinois, New York, and Colorado, along with several cities, over sanctuary policies.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. 2 people remain missing after heavy rain and flooding already blamed for at least 4 deaths in San Antonio. Fast rising water sending some people scrambling up trees to escape early today. Submerged cars were swept away. 7 inches of rain falling in parts of the San Antonio area. Flood warnings continue through tomorrow. The Dow up 101 at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
When the child becomes the victim. 84 with a clear radar. That is not expected to be the case by this time tomorrow. You've got rain starting Friday and going through the weekend. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 4:02. A toddler once living in Marion is dead. Her mother and the mother's boyfriend are charged. Ryan Hedrick reports the parents were in a custody battle.
This week, Delaware police issued an Amber Alert for 3-year-old Nola Dinkins. By Wednesday, Maryland State Police said that her mother and a man named Cedric Antoine Britton were being charged.
Randall is charged with first and second degree murder, first degree of child abuse resulting in death of a minor under 13. Britton is charged with accessory to first and second degree murder after the fact.
Maryland State Police at a news conference on Wednesday, Nola's parents were in a custody battle. In Indiana, her mother living in Marion had asked to move to Maryland. By March, both parents agreed to keep Nola in Indiana. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
If you've been following the story of Mark Vaughter, the 65-year-old man who was shot and killed by 2 Hendricks County deputies May 5th outside the courthouse in Danville, those 2 deputies have now been cleared of any wrongdoing. The Hendricks County prosecutor says deputies Zachary Emmett and Nathan Phillips acted within the law. An 18-year-old from Carmel is charged with rape. Jarrett Lewis has more.
Court documents say Ethan Lessig is facing a level 3 felony charge of rape after he picked up a 17-year-old girl in April, took her to a secluded parking lot area of a church, and then forced himself onto her. The girl told police that Lessig would then grab her around her hair and neck. After that, investigators say Lessig drove the girl to a gas station, told her to go inside, and then he drove away. A search warrant was served at Lessig's home on April 7th, a day after the incident. He claimed the encounter was consensual, but also admitted to leaving her at the gas station because he, quote, didn't want to deal with her. A jury trial is set for October.
You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
In 6/22/25, new customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
93 WIBC traffic. Here's Matt Bear.
Westsiders, watch your approach to 465 if you're going eastbound, like towards the city center. This is a rolled semi-trailer on Washington Street at High School Road. 3 right lanes blocked, getting by in the far left lane only. And it's definitely a spot to avoid. Now, coming into downtown from the west side, eastbound 70 stall between West and Meridian, blocking the center lane. Traffic stop back to Tibbs Avenue. Southbound 65 is jammed up 21st to the south split with the construction. That's a 7-minute delay. Southbound 465 on the east side, slow from 70 to Washington, and on the north side, eastbound 465 after Keystone Avenue, it's a crash blocking the left lane, slowing traffic past the Keystone ramps. Traffic sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Here's your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Stray shower chance in place early Friday morning with lows in the upper 60s. Then scattered showers, heavy downpours, and storms expected Friday with localized flood risk and muggy air in place with highs near 80. I'm Witch TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. Allison, we have some updates, some interesting information about the LA riots that fall under the umbrella of legal stuff.
Legal stuff.
Crime, punishment, judges, legal stuff.
Legal stuff.
So a couple days ago, there was a video that showed like a truck showing up to the riots in L.A. and passing out gear to help the rioters. Remember this?
Yeah, the what do they call them? Some sort of bionic
special shields,
bionic shield face masks to the rioters to help them with the tear gas.
Well, they found the guy that drove the truck and brought the gear, and they've arrested him. His name is, Nigel, get ready, Alejandro Orlena, taken into custody on suspicion of conspiracy to commit civil disorders. Here is U.S. Attorney Bill Asali.
Today we executed a search warrant on the individual who was seen earlier this week distributing face shields to suspected rioters down in Los Angeles. We have made it a huge priority to try to identify, locate, and arrest those who are involved in organizing, supporting, funding, or facilitating these riots that they're going on. It appears they're well orchestrated and coordinated and well funded, so we want to understand who these people are and where this organization's coming from. And today was one of those first arrests, the key arrests that we did.
And so that means follow the money. It certainly wasn't this jag.
Right.
This dude that is orchestrating all this. He was just the driver. That it was either a truck or a van, and these were like boxed bionic shield masks that covered the whole face that would protect themselves from countermeasures against the riot police.
Still wouldn't prevent you from getting COVID, but they would prevent you from being injured in a riot.
I don't know. These things look pretty strong. They might keep COVID out, too. So now follow the money and find out where the real funding is coming from.
And maybe if you're willing to play let's make a deal with old Alejandro here. Maybe you say, all right, we're willing to let you get a plea. We'll go light on you, but we want the names of your suppliers. We want the big fish here because you could build a pretty nasty little RICO case if Alejandro plays ball.
What's that mean? You could you arrest one guy for one thing, you could arrest them all for the same thing, right?
You can get him under like a big crime of RICO.
I'm reading more about this guy. They say he's a member of the Brown Berets, which is kind of like...
I saw them open up for Whitesnake back in 86.
They jam.
They do.
But unfortunately, they're also... It's kind of like the Black Panthers in the 1960s. That's what the Brown Berets are, the Chicanos movement.
Like a Latino version.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, which I had no clue that was even still a thing. But that's what they're saying about this guy. And follow the money, yeah. I mean, they're going to get this guy to squeal. Sure.
Like, here's one of the... I'm looking at the YouTube chat. Here's one of the Johnny Tough guys. Bro, stop. They know who the hell is funding this. How effing stupid do you think we are? Well, we have a good feeling that this probably comes from the Soros side of the table here, but you've got to connect the dots. You've got to find the people that can actually show you the paperwork to do it. There's a big difference from saying, yeah, we kind of know where it's coming from, but we can't prove it just yet. So that's why. So maybe you just lighten up a little bit, YouTube chat. Rand Paul got his feelings hurt. Nige, is this a problem?
Rand Paul loves him. Some Rand Paul.
He does.
Is this the senator from Kentucky? Is that who we're talking about?
Rand Paul loves Rand Paul.
I like Rand Paul.
Sometimes I'm all in on Rand Paul. Sometimes I'm not. But that should be the case with most politicians, right? If you vote for somebody, you're probably not going to like them 100% of the time.
Big dissenter, big opponent, mostly of Trump's big, beautiful bill.
Correct.
Likes the tax cuts, likes the stuff from energy output, likes the stuff for the wall and more security, more... He may have even said he liked... I don't know. I don't know if he likes the no tax on tips and overtime or not. I don't know if he likes that part or not. But he's overall been critical of Trump's bill in the Senate.
Correct. Right? He is not a big fan of adding money to the deficit.
Yeah, never.
Doesn't like the plan to do that. That's what this is about. So they have this big picnic that they do in Washington every year. It's like a big congressional picnic where literally everybody is invited. Trump has now specifically told Rand Paul he can't come.
His invitation was rescinded?
His invitation was rescinded. When asked to comment, Rand Paul says, this lacks maturity.
Yeah. Yeah, he said he lost a lot of respect for Trump.
I can totally believe this, though. Like, I can see Trump sitting there. He's got an itchy trigger finger on that Diet Coke button, and he's thinking about, do we have the votes? The big, beautiful bill.
We need the votes.
Where's Rand Paul at? Sir, he's still a no. He's not coming to the picnic. No picnic for the Pauls. No picnic for the Pauls. I could totally see that happening.
I wonder what is involved in a Trump picnic. It's just like a big deli tray of Jimmy John's or something like that. You know what I mean?
Here's a Crave case and some Jimmy John's. I'll be in the back drinking some Diet Cokes.
A wide variety. That is a Crave. You can have your choice of Crave case of White Castle or Jimmy John's.
Don't ask for anything else. You're not getting a Christmas gift.
Is there a keg at the White House Christmas party?
Oh, there's no way.
Oh, yeah.
If there is, Kavanaugh's going to be there.
Oh, yeah, Kavanaugh's
going to show up. Let's get this thing started. You tap, I'll pump. Speaking of, if you're looking for reasons to drink tonight, got a couple of them here for you, Nige.
Wow, I was going to take the night off, but okay. I'm willing to be talked into it.
Do you like live music? Are you a live music fan?
Yeah, sure. Who isn't?
The free concerts in the Beech Grove Park start tonight.
Then no, I'm not.
The Sarah T. Bolton concert series, which they have some pretty fun bands. They're like cover bands, right?
Yeah.
Wedding kind of bands.
I'm not saying don't go to the concert. I'm just saying I'm not going to Beech Grove.
Okay. Why? Because you grew up in Liston like you're so much better?
Then because I don't want to get in my car and travel, and I don't want to Uber, and I don't want to have to... Because
Since when did getting a ride home ever bother you? That's all you do is get ride homes when we go on the road.
Very, very responsible when it comes to that.
Yeah, there's a band that starts at 6 and goes till 7:15.
Right
and
on.
then like a 90s cover band that starts at 7:30 and goes to 9. It's free. If you're on the south side, stop by. Maybe you'll see my dad yelling at Hawkset if he shows up. But go down to the big park, listen to some music, crack open a few cold ones, have a good time.
Okay.
Also, on this date 24 years ago, Blink-182 released their 4th album titled Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. Very tongue-in-cheek title to that album.
That propelled them. I think that was the one that propelled them into the stratosphere.
I think it was the one after.
With the girl on the cover.
That was the one before. Yeah, the one before that, Enema of the State, I think it was.
Yeah.
Which we did a Hammer and Nigel parody of with the Watsons girl. Yeah, this was the one that had the rock show and First Date. It was the one afterwards. So we're going to do some great moments in kind of Blink-182 history. Thanks to the magic of AI, this is what it would sound like if Blink-182 were asked to perform the lead song from the movie Titanic.
Every night in my dreams, I see you, I feel you. That's how I know you. Go on.
I'm not mad at it. Here we go.
Say it ain't so, I will not go. Never mind, Jack, I'm letting you go.
Plenty of room on that door for Jack.
Right.
At the end. Plenty
Absolutely.
of room.
Here is what it would sound like if Blink-182 performed the Journey hit Don't Stop Believin'.
Just a small town girl, living in a lonely world.
I love it.
She took the midnight train going
anywhere.
Just a city boy, 40 races out Detroit.
That's not bad.
No.
He took the midnight train going anywhere.
Love Blink-182. Saw them in concert with my son last year, man. Put on a great show. All right, Matthew McConnell Bear, what's going on?
Hammer looking at eastbound Washington Street on the west side. This is a rolled semi-trailer at High School Road. Has us backed up about a quarter of a mile. Washington is open again. It's the eastbound direction like you're going towards Indianapolis before 465 on the west side. Now downtown eastbound 70, a breakdown after West Street blocking the center lane, stopping traffic back to Tibbs Avenue, delayed at 8 minutes. Southbound 65 slow from 29 to the northwest and completely jammed up down to the southwest. This is a 13-minute delay to make it through all that, and that figures with the construction. Inbound 69 stop and go 106th Street, 282nd delayed 3 minutes. Crash 29th east of I-65 at Indianapolis Avenue. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping and code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
All right, we need 46 more people to give us a like on the YouTube stream. If we can get 46 more people, that gets us to 100. Tomorrow, myself, Nigel, and we'll try to talk Allison into it, doing our impressions of that When Harry Met Sally scene. Because we're giving away more Yes tickets tomorrow. We just had a contest for the ladies a little bit earlier, the iconic diner scene. Tomorrow, the dudes will have their chance. But if we can get to 100 likes before 4:35, staff members will jump in the mix here.
Allison, you're involved in this.
You're part of the show, Allison.
No, thank you.
You're in. It is not negotiable, Allison. You are in. We'll get Matt Bear in here. He'll do the same thing. Maybe we can talk John Herrick into it. I don't know. Let's get everybody in here. Full-on chaos. And all skate, as they used to say at the skate land. But we got to get to 100 likes by 4:35. So go to YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Right now, cloudy skies, 84 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Is this anything? Next.
Oh, you got to love it. Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. It's worth the trip down 65. It's really quick. if you are looking for anything, I mean, we're talking sofas, sectionals, lazy boys, outdoor furniture, the big green egg. In fact, Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus are cleaning out their inventory right now. Save up to 50% off Lazy Boys, Smith Brothers. If it's in stock, you're going to save an extra 25% off on top of everything else. Save up to 20% off Berlin Gardens and Hollywood Outdoor Furniture. And save up to 50% off floor sample mattresses, including Tempur-Pedic. It's first come, first serve, and it's free delivery. Ends Monday.
Thompson Furniture and Mattress, they are your one-stop shop for everything, and they still have free delivery and setup if you live within 75 miles. But you got to tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you. These guys take care of us on the Hammer and Nigel show. Take care of these guys. Stop by Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus, thompsonfurniture.net.
Turning 65, new to Medicare, or just moved? If you qualify for Medicare and Medicaid, a Humana Dual Eligible Special Needs Plan, a DSNP, may give you the extra benefits you're looking for. A DSNP helps cover things like prescriptions and checkups, but it also helps pay for essentials too. With a Humana DSNP, you get $225 a month for eligible groceries, rent, utilities, and more. Plus, whatever you don't spend carries over to the next month. You may even get benefits like $0 copays on routine prescriptions, plus routine dental, vision, or hearing coverage. All of this could make a difference for your health and wallet. Learn more at GetHumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a coordinated care HMO SNP plan with a Medicare contract and a contract with the Indiana Medicaid program. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal. Allowance amounts cannot be combined with other benefit allowances. Limitations and restrictions may apply.
Beck Toyota has been sold to the Hubler Automotive Group, and this is your best chance to save before the grand opening of Hubler Toyota. Choose from Camrys, Corollas, Highlanders, Tundras, and more. Lease a new 2025 Toyota RAV4, just $349 per month, or a new Tacoma, $299 per month. So if you've been turned away due to the crowds, come back. This is your best chance to save before the grand opening of Hubler Toyota. Don't miss it on US 31 South in Indianapolis, across from Hubler Chevrolet. Visit HublerToyota.com. New RAV4s, $349 per month, or new Tacomas, $299 per month. All offers end June 30th. Select models, approved credit, plus tax tag title license, $199 dealer doc, RAV4 model 4432, Tacoma model 7540, 36 months, $29.99 due, zero security, 10,000 annual miles, 15 cents per mile thereafter.
The doctor's office that accidentally mixed up your files has your social security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info. And the hotel that lost your reservation has your passport number. You need LifeLock because your personal info is in endless places that can expose you to identity thieves. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet, so make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Brought to you by Indiana Unclaimed, presented by the Attorney General's office here in Indiana, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every single week.
Every damn week?
Fast, easy, and free.
On the
search,
telephone?
At indianaunclaimed.gov.
Is this anything? A court hearing kind of went into chaos when a Detroit mother was seen in a robe, making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for her daughter on video.
Okay, what's that?
Here's the viral moment that the judge kind of just snapped and blew up on her.
I have a paper right here that shows my court started at 1 o'clock.
I saw 9 a.m. You just showed me a paper that
Yes, I did.
No, we can't talk at the same time.
Excuse me.
Stop. Put whatever you're trying to prepare down. You got to put your properly dress on. Is that a robe?
My daughter is sick. I had to keep her home from school. I'm just trying to feed her.
I'm sorry, Bruce. I'm sorry that your daughter is sick. You're in court. I asked
Okay,
you.
I'm properly dressed.
No, don't talk.
I have on clothes.
So late.
Yeah, that's something. You can't when you're doing these Zoom court dates. You probably shouldn't be making PB&Js and in your morning attire.
Still better than what Jeffrey Toobin was doing.
That's a good point. I dug a little bit deeper into this. This is a court hearing in Detroit, descending into chaos. The mom was making a PB&J. She did have a robe on. She argued with the judge. This was a misdemeanor a charge for having an open alcohol container as a passenger in a car. So she had a roadie.
Okay.
Driver got pulled over. Oh, I didn't know that you could get in trouble. I thought only the driver could get in trouble for
open container law.
No, I understand that. But I thought, the driver was the one that get in trouble for that, even though the passengers have that. So, I mean, which one of us in this room hasn't had a roadie at one point or another?
I'm betting Allison hasn't. Allison's raising her hand right now.
I have not had a roadie.
I'm not saying you've been driving. I've been saying you've been a passenger in a car, like in the back seat.
I didn't even know that was a term till now.
Like a high noon or something like that. On our way
it's
to a
probably
concert.
not as many people as you think, Nige. You're kind of the roadie king out of this room.
Come on. Look, probably if you're given the courtesy, I mean, I'm sure it's. I mean, I remember coming back home from the Waste Management Open. They're taking us to the airport. The Uber driver picks us up early in the morning in Arizona. And I made a screwdriver for the ride to the airport.
Sure as breakfast.
Is there alcohol in that? He looked at me. I looked at him straight in the face. I know it's just OJ. He knew damn well I had vodka and OJ in that.
Right.
And still allowed. I sat in the front
What the
seat.
Waste Management Open, as long as you had pants on, he's probably thinking you're the most civil person we've seen here.
But probably should especially if it's just a Zoom court date for a misdemeanor, just make sure you got your crap together and it'll be taken care of.
Put the sandwich down. Pay attention to the judge. Which brings us to great moments in angry judge history.
Okay.
Now, angry may be a strong word here, but you can definitely tell that Judge Kavanaugh was tired of talking about farting.
That refers to flatulence. We were 16. I want to talk about flatulence at age 16 on a yearbook page. I'm game.
I'm game. Great moments in angry judge history. Judge Judy.
Listen to me carefully. You're an idiot.
And great moments in angry judge history. Ladies and gentlemen, Judge Janine.
You have no right to ask an employee about her sexual likes and dislikes, pervert.
Love that. Love that.
Beautiful.
Is this anything? Dolly Parton said she once streaked naked through Tom Jones's yard. She said it happened in the 80s when she was filming the movie The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
This was when Tom Jones lived over in Bel Air. I don't know where he lives now, but he was just hot as he could be and sexy. And I had some friends out to Hollywood. I was living out there at the Bel Air Hotel. And we were just out having fun, and we'd been out and had a couple of margaritas. And I said, this is Tom Jones' house. And they said, well, let's go over there. And I said, no, we can't go in the yard. You know, they must have security. And they dared me to streak through the yard, because that was back when everybody was streaking.
All right, Dolly.
And they kept daring me, and Double Dog daring me, and I just couldn't take it. So I just stripped down and ran across the yard and jumped back in the car and put my clothes on. And I don't think he saw me. But if he did, I didn't impress him much.
She left out the part where she gave herself 2 black eyes.
Stop it. Stop it. She's a national treasure, Nigel. A national treasure, damn it. You leave Dolly Parton alone.
Come on. The first boob joke any male has ever made that's our age involved Dolly Parton. And if she's running across Tom Jones's yard, braless, she's got two black eyes coming back to the car because they're hitting her in her face.
I know.
Do I need to explain it to you?
No, the visual you just did for the YouTube cam pretty much explains it. Thank you. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Nobody else in local real estate I'd trust to sell my house. Nobody I'd trust to find me a new one. Mark Dietl, the real estate expert here in Indy. How about Kevin and Angela in Greenwood? The home was too much. It was just too big of a house. It was time for Dad to move into a maintenance-free community. They needed the cash from the house to fund that change. So they reached out to Mark Dietl's team and helped them with the entire process, including selling belongings. Sold for $5,000, over asking in less than 7 days.
Listen, you got a lot of options in the real estate game. But Mark Dietl separates himself from the competition with the guarantee. Mark Dietl guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. That's right, he will buy it. You pick the move date, no long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. Call Mark Dietl today. Mark Dietl, trusted by Hammer and Nigel. Call him today, 317-755-4232, or visit markdietl.com.
Since we opened our doors, UC Bank has been committed to the communities we call home. Building financial wellness, UC is proud to offer customized lending strategies and innovative resources to our vibrant communities. UC Bank, building community one family, one street, one city at a time. Member FDIC.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
The month of May is raced by at Miss M's Home and Garden and Sundown Gardens. JMV here. The June sales are on now. Shop the great high-quality products at both garden centers and save big this week. 20% off annuals and 30% off pottery at both locations. If you're shopping for Poly patio furniture, visit Miss M's in Bargersville for 20% off their patio furniture. Miss M's on State Road 135 in Bargersville. That's Sundown Gardens at 186th and Spring Mill Road in Westfield. Tell them JMV sent you.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A drowning on Lake Monroe. Clouds but no rain. 85 on Monument Circle. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. Wednesday afternoon, 35-year-old Zachariah Sweet and a 6-year-old child were tubing on Lake Monroe, being pulled by a boat when Sweet fell off, went under, and never came back up. He was not wearing a life jacket. The child was and made it back to the boat. Sweet's body was found with sonar in 23 feet of water, say conservation officers. The driver of the boat, James Banfield of Avon, charged with operating while intoxicated. Anti-ICE protests across the country. States have begun to call for the National Guard's assistance in maintaining safety. Fox's Brooke Taylor has more from Dallas.
ICE sources tell me that they are getting ready to deploy HSI special teams to different cities across the country as we get ready for another weekend filled with protests. Now, the Trump administration has made it clear their goal is to arrest 3,000 illegal migrants per day. And they say these protests, the riots, it's not going to stop them from carrying out their promised mass deportations. Nearly 1,800 protests organized by the No Kings movement. There has been clashes between protesters and police happening daily across the country, from Seattle to Las Vegas, Denver, and Chicago.
Meanwhile, the head of the Indianapolis Police Union met with President Trump and the Attorney General. Ryan Hedrick shares the details of that meeting.
Rick Snyder told WIBC's Hammer and Nigel on Wednesday that he and other police
union leaders from big cities across the country got together to talk about threats that police officers are facing.
But we also talked about the revolving door of criminal justice. We're standing firm on that. Nobody understands rogue prosecutors and activist judges better than this president.
Snyder says the criminal justice system has been hijacked.
If you don't believe me, just take a look at the courts and the judge shopping that's going on all around the nation, depending on what desired outcome you want.
Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC, Mobile News.
You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
You've heard about Terry Bush at R&R Agency for a long time. How easy he is to work with and how he'll find you the best insurance coverage at the best rate. Now hear from one of his clients.
Hi, Terry. Just wanted to touch base with you and let you know I got your email yesterday, and just wanted to say thank you for all of your help. This has been one of the easiest things that I've done in transitioning to my new job. So of all the things that have been going on lately, you've made this quite easy. So I do appreciate all your help, and thank you again.
Terry has been helping people for over 35 years. If you're retiring early, self-employed, or need small group insurance, call 317-563-0868. That's 317-563-0868. Or go to rragency.org. rragency.org. As always, God bless America. Peace through strength and common sense government.
93 WIBC traffic. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, Chris, West Side, we're still sweeping up this overturned semi-trailer. It's on eastbound Washington before you get to 465, like you're heading towards the city center downtown. And right now, 3 right lanes are closed, only getting by. In the left lane, I'm staying clear. West Side, southbound 465, stop-and-go traffic from 74 past Crawfordsville Road, and the ramp from northbound 465 to northbound 65 is slow. Eastbound 70 slow coming into downtown from Tibbs Avenue to Meridian, Illinois, 5-minute delay. Southbound 65-70 stop and go traffic 29th Street to the South Split. That's a 9-minute delay. Also a construction delay as you head into the South Split. Northbound 65 the same construction. Slow after South Keystone Avenue to the South Split. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Here's your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Stray shower chance in place early Friday morning with lows in the upper 60s. Then scattered showers, heavy downpours, and storms expected Friday with a localized flood risk and muggy air in place with highs near 80. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Turn down for what? You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Can we just talk to this guy for the next hour and a half, 2 hours straight, no commercials?
Hell, he could just take it by himself, man. That's how he rolls.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer over there with a very special guest on the hotline.
The host of the world's greatest post-game show from the Indiana Pacers, Eddie White, joins us. Eddie, what's up, man?
What's up, boys?
Dude, this is a whole lot of fun. Like, that's an understatement, right? But for those who weren't inside that arena last night, Eddie, let's live vicariously through you. What was it like?
You know, it started during the day when I was outside because of all the interest. And, we had a viewing party, and Pat McAfee had his show outside. We had all the TV stations there from like noon on. I was walking around doing interviews and stuff like that and just hanging out, talking to people. And you just felt something in the air. First of all, it felt like a Saturday. I mean, I don't know if anybody was working yesterday, but everybody was downtown, and the city was alive. And you just – I could not help but think back 40 years ago when those people like Jim Morris and Dave Frick and people like that had a vision for sports being an important part of our future. And thankfully, there were no idiots way back then that involved to block it and say, oh, no, we got to do this or that. And, that led to the Colts coming here and the Super Bowl and NCAA and Final Fours and football national championship games and the U.S. swimming championships. And, of course, the Pacers were always here, but, with the new arena downtown, it opened up more things. And then you had the WNBA. We had the NBA All-Star Game. And then it almost like, to me, it felt like it all came together because basketball is Indiana. And, that's, sometimes those who grew up here, born here, they say that, they believe it, and then maybe they think, yeah, but outside of Indiana, they don't know it or they don't appreciate it. Well, I read a ton of people yesterday. One of them was Scott Van Pelt, the guy from ESPN, who said every time he thinks of Indiana, the first thing he thinks about is Tyler Trent, the young man we lost from Purdue, and he came in for his funeral, and he said, but he goes, your city is crazy. He goes, it is basketball nuts. He goes, I've never seen anything like this, like not just the building, but he said the airport and the hotels and people, and it was just magical. And I couldn't help but think, putting all that together to answer the question, I thought yesterday before the game could be one of the greatest days that our city and our state has ever had. Obviously, the icing on the cake would be if you win the game, and we did. And now we sit here, and we're like, and I love that the mindset of the coaches and players is, there's only one more game left this season. That's Friday night. We got to win that game. The rest of us can, dream of things. And, if you're the Kansas City Chiefs, you're supposed to win the Super Bowl this year, even though you didn't win last year. If you don't, your organization's disappointed, your fan base. But we were hopeful this year, and then the way we started with injuries, you weren't quite sure what could develop, and then you're like, well, maybe we can get back to Eastern Conference Finals. But not only does it take talent to get there, it takes luck to stay there. You need things to kind of go your way. And then you realize this magical journey we're on. There's so many wacky things. Like we're the first team in NBA history to win 2 of the first 3 finals games after trailing by 5 points after 3 quarters. We're the first team in history to do that, right? Wow. We're the first team in the finals history to erase a 9-point lead in the final 3 minutes, okay? We're the first team in history to win multiple playoff games in which we trailed by at least 7 points inside the final minute. We're also the only team to win 4 series that we were the lower seed over a 2-year period, and we're working on a streak to add to that. Think of those. We're first. I mean, this is historic. Not only is it great for those of us who are Pacer fans and love basketball, it's our city and our state, we are doing things that have never been done before. Not the Celtics, not the Lakers, not LeBron, not the Heat, but the Indiana freaking Pacers.
You know what got me last night, Eddie, was Reggie Miller. I don't know, something about seeing him wearing the Mark Jackson jersey in the front row, sitting next to the Big O. Also had his son with him on the other side. We can get to the X's and the O's in the game here in a minute, but what did having Reggie back in the building as a fan watching the game mean to? I know what it meant to me. What it mean to you in the fans?
Oh, I'm like you. I caught myself watching him watch the game.
Yeah.
And I couldn't help but think, how many young kids did he thrill with his 18 years here? How many young kids at the age of his son were like Reggie Miller? I mean, Drew Storen, the great big leaguer pitcher, said Reggie Miller was my guy. Lance Lynn, who was at the game last night from Brownsburg, World Series champion with the Cardinals, wore 31 because of Reggie Miller. And there's Reggie Miller with his kid who says his favorite team, Pacers, favorite player, Halliburton. I mean, it was magical. And then for those of us who are old and we respect history and we know that basketball wasn't invented 10 years ago like Screaming A. Smith, to see the Big O, an Indiana high school legend and just, a tremendous basketball player in his own right, sitting next to each other. I mean, and Reggie standing up and clapping like the craziest of our fans. It was unbelievable. And so many old Pacers were there. And, it was just a fantastic night. But thankfully, the guys in the locker room, the important people, believe that, hey, that was one game, and that's all they were concentrating on was last night. Now, all they're talking about, I went over the media day today, and I was joking with, like, TJ and Mather and those guys, like, yeah, we got one game. It's tomorrow night. That's it. That's all they're worried about is tomorrow night. And imagine if we pull it off again, and it's up to, and again, players got to do it, but the fans were fantastic last night, and anybody lucky enough to have a ticket for tomorrow night, rest your voice all day and just bring it tomorrow night. But if we win that one, you're now up 3-1, and you are one game away. And, Chris Denner and I last year during the playoffs were like, okay, 1 down, 15 to go, and it sounded like this hill climb, and, 4 down, 12 to go. Well, now we're sitting there going, it's 2. It's 2, and it sometimes I hope I'm not dreaming. I hope this is real because I've been in sports for over 40 years, and I've had some great thrills. But this, at this time, in this city, in this state, with this sport, with this organization, with this ownership group, and the way we're playing, and I love it that nobody respects us or nobody thinks we're any good. It would just be it's Hoosiers. It's we're Milan. I mean, that's what
there's
it is.
a bond with this city, Eddie. Like we've talked about this. Like I think it's a combination of this team being really good, but the style that they play, where it's team basketball. Like we cheer for assists here in Indiana, right? Like this may be the only stadium where Obi Toppin gets his name chanted for his hustle, or TJ McConnell is like the fan favorite. It's a likable group of dudes who happen to be really good at ball, and they're resonating with this fan base.
It's a great point. Thomas Bryant said publicly a week or so ago, I never heard my name chanted before until here. And then what other professional basketball team on the planet has a player make plays that TJ made last night that this state not only appreciates and loves, but expects? The other places, the other fan bases, the other teams, they can't even conjure up that somebody would pull that. That's something that an 11-year-old kid does to an 8-year-old kid. To do what he does at his size, to make those steals, that one where he jumped up. I mean, what's his elevation, 3 inches? And with two hands catches it and puts it back up. I mean, everybody in that, everyone watching it or listening to it or in person watching it said, that's the way. And this is a kid from Western Pennsylvania, the son of a coach whose sister plays professionally, playing basketball the right way, which is the way that we in this state want it to be played. There's no other team on the planet that has a kid that can make that play, and especially, think about this, at this stage. That's not a game against Charlotte in December. This is the freaking NBA Finals. I mean, right. It's amazing, And I did grab. I was come down and walk around schmoozing, and I did talk to the commissioner, Adam Silver, for a little bit. And the first thing was he is. There's no doubt about this. He's given away the Larry O'Brien Trophy now. I don't know how many years, but if we would win 2 more, and he gives it to Herb Simon, he will never have wanted to give an owner a World Championship trophy more than Herb Simon. He knows Herb's the longest-standing governor in the NBA. He's been a deep supporter of the league, investing in everything they wanted, WNBA, 2K, whatever, and he generally loves Herb Simon. But he did say, he goes, this series, I know some of the country doesn't want to watch it. There's no stars. He goes, but the reaction and what I see in the cities in Indianapolis and Oklahoma City is unbelievable. He went to Duke. He goes, it's like the fan base at Duke. They're so into it, and it's so refreshing to see.
Last thing here, Eddie. Look, I don't know who we need to talk to in the ticket office, but you got to find a way to get Caitlin Clark in there for every game, because she's 8-0 when she's in attendance. And you know me, I'm a superstitious dude. Like, I'm really superstitious and over the top. You got to find a way to get CC in that joint on Friday.
I don't think that'll be a problem.
Yes, and our owner is very superstitious, and I'm sure he knows that. And they do have a home game on Saturday afternoon, so I'm sure she will be in town for that one. But it's one of those many things that I wear gold pants, gold shoes, and a blazer with a gold hanky, and when I've done that, we've won. Well, the one home game that we lost, one of them, I brought out the khaki Pacers logo blazer, and with navy pants, and we lost.
Ooh.
I have not worn that since. So there's a whole bunch of us that play this nervous game. I got to do this. I got to eat a pizza at this time, and I got to have a pregame cigar exactly 1 hour before the game. So all that crazy stuff. Whatever it takes, because you guys like me, okay? We're older. We're on the back nine of life. I think we appreciate this. There's so many 20-year-olds walking around our building. They think it's like this every year. I'm like, guys, this may not happen in our lifetime again.
Right.
Appreciate it. Enjoy the memories. Share it with the family. Every minute of it. And if it happens, enjoy all the stuff that comes with it, because that's what life's about. It's about memories. And what better place to win a world's championship in that sport of basketball than the state of Indiana and to do it right here in the city of Indianapolis. With all the malarkey and all the crap all that goes out in the world, it was amazing to see everybody come together in one direction for one cause. It was fantastic.
It reminds me of the scene in the movie Major League, like the old baseball movie, where they cut to a bar in Cleveland, and the rock and roll dude with the mohawk and the construction worker, they're both hugging each other because the Indians have finally won.
Yeah, exactly. It's bringing all the people together. The people are coming together. It's unbelievable. The gold Pacers. I love gold. Everything's gold. Love the gold. Golden eye. Goldfinger, love James Bond, great guy. He's a Hoosier. I think it's going to be unbelievable. Gold all the way. Let's go, Pacers.
Eddie White, host of the world's greatest post-game show. My man, have a blast in that joint tomorrow, and we'll talk soon.
Be good. God bless.
By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Hammer and Nigel to 46220. That's Hammer and Nigel to 46220. Or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. That does give us certain advantages, for example, in experience and resources. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on.
101 West Ohio, Indianapolis. CordellCordell.com.
From marshmallow festivals to fireworks on the shore. No matter where you're headed this summer, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. During Hubler's Freedom to Drive, shop any of our 13 locations and choose from Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and more. Over 2,000 vehicles. All makes, all models, certified vehicles, luxury vehicles, even the hard-to-find ones. Plus, every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report.
'Cause Hubler's got you covered.
No matter where you're headed this summer, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles during our Freedom to Drive. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 locations.
Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com.
Think of it as WIBC on 2x speed. Big opinions, great moments, and just enough chaos. The WIBC Mashup Podcast brings it all together in one fast, fun listen. New episode each weekday. Subscribe wherever you get your podcast.
All right, Matt Bear, what's going on?
North side crash eastbound 465 at the White River. And two right lanes are blocked. Traffic is stopped back to Westfield Boulevard, delayed 20 minutes. Southbound 65 stop and go traffic. 21st down to the south split, 6 minutes additional on that travel time. Eastbound 70 stop and go before Belmont into the south split, 4 or 5 minute delay. West side bad crash still cleaning it up. Eastbound Washington Street at High School Road or before 465. Most of the road is blocked, the entire right side. In fact, getting by in the left lane only and traffic is jammed. Not quite to Girls School Road, back to Banner Avenue. Northbound 465 on the west side stop and go from Sam Jones Expressway past Washington Street. Traffic sponsored by Indy Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Coming up a little bit after 5 o'clock, 5:05 to be precise. An update on the Fraternal Order of Police. They've released a statement about the protest, the demonstration that took place last night. We'll have an update on what to anticipate this upcoming weekend, plus the United States, Iran. Are we about to be playing the feud? All of that's coming up here in just a few minutes. It's 84 right now at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
You know, more about Reggie Miller last night, seeing him with his son, watching the game, wearing the Mark Jackson jersey, just being a fan. I remember being a teenager in the mid-'90s and going to Market Square Arena and watching the Pacers. And then we knew, for whatever reason, the Pacers, after the game, they'd go to TGI Fridays there on Washington Street,
right
next to the hotel. And we'd go after the game, we'd motor it there, and just he would walk in, and the whole place would start applauding. And I don't, maybe Ruth's Chris was full. I don't know back then, but I just seeing him last night with his son on the precipice of Father's Day was very cool. And he's an icon in this city, and it meant a lot to see him watch the Pacers win last night with his son.
It's kind of like a family reunion, these games are, because you see so many players from years past.
Yeah.
Like Rick Smits is there. And then, like, that was our era of Pacers that we kind of grew up with, like Rick and Reggie and the Davises, to another group. Like Lance Stevenson and Ron Artest were there last night. And, some of the Pacers from the Jermaine O'Neal era are there. It's been kind of wild to see everybody come back, open arms. It's like a big family. I think the fans feel that way. The broadcasters feel that way. You had Boyle hooking up Chris Denary with a quarter of play-by-play action last night, which was awesome. So, but now you got to focus. You got to lock in, because there's a big game coming up on Friday night, and Oklahoma City is pissed. Mm-hmm. They are going to come out guns blazing. I'll have some more bets for you for free on our show tomorrow. We ran the table. We were 3-0 yesterday. We'll try to do the same tomorrow. Top stories next.
Need to be checking your Social Security statements to see how much money you'll get in retirement. Have you been doing that? The number could be a lot less, or it could be a lot more than the number that's on your statement. Discover how you could get every penny that's rightfully yours with a free Social Security analysis from Bill Demery, your retirement guy here in Indy.
Bill Demery, my retirement guy, and he should be your retirement guy. Bill Demery can explain things to you in a way that makes sense. He's going to help you get every last penny that's rightfully yours in retirement. All you have to do is schedule the free analysis right now. 317-648-5120. 317-648-5120. Don't let the government take your money. It's yours. Get that free analysis with Bill Demery right now. 317-648-5120.
911, what's your emergency?
Por favor, necesito ayuda. Está borracho y creo que me va a pegar otra vez.
I will get someone to speak with you. Please stay on the line.
Hola, tengo su ubicación. Ayuda está en camino.
Getting past a language barrier is critical when first responders help Hoosiers. That's why the State 911 Board provides special tools for non-English speaking citizens to communicate with emergency services.
Si estás en peligro, aunque no hables inglés, podrás recibir ayuda en una emergencia rápidamente.
All Indiana 911 centers began offering translation services in over 240 languages in 2019. Now, people can send text messages for help in their native language to 911 and receive a translated text back from the dispatcher. It's of great help to the deaf and speech impaired and to those in select dangerous situations.
Cuando llame o envíe un texto al 911, un servicio de traducción se asegurará que entiendan lo que está diciendo.
For more information, visit in911.net.
Gracias.
911. Before you text, voice is best.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Puccini's Pizza, Pasta, Puccini's. 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 Puccini's Pizza, Pasta, Puccini's.
Summertime's here, so get a hot summertime deal at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get Lincoln's employee pricing on most all new Lincolns. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Navigators. Up to $8,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Come and see why the Roush family has served the community for over 53 years at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Navigator MSRP 105-195. Nautilus MSRP 60-195. 2025 Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Housing discrimination. Would you recognize it and report it? These folks did.
My landlord said rent will be cheaper if we're friends with benefits.
Because I'm legally blind, a landlord questioned whether I'd be capable of maintaining an apartment.
Our real estate agent said a different neighborhood with people like us might better suit our family.
To learn more about housing discrimination, visit HUD.gov/fairhousing. Fair housing is your right. Use it. A public service message from HUD in partnership with the National Fair Housing Alliance.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News. 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
A call for cuts answered in the U.S. House. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
On this vote, the yeas are 214, the nays are 212. The bill is passed.
That's for a proposal to cut more than $9 billion in spending already approved by Congress, a rescissions package that includes rolling back funding for USAID and public broadcasting, making some government efficiency cuts permanent. Democrats call the cuts cruel. The bill heads to the Senate but won't get a vote yet as work continues on the big, beautiful budget bill already passed by the House. California Senator Alex Padilla says he was stopped almost immediately while trying to ask a question at a Homeland Security briefing in L.A., ultimately forced out of the room.
I was forced to the ground, and I was handcuffed.
The incident drawing a quick reaction from fellow Democrats on Capitol Hill.
I just saw something that sickened my stomach. The manhandling of a United States senator. We need immediate answers to what the hell went on.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, but Secretary Kristi Noem says Padilla did not identify himself as a senator until after he was removed.
People tried to stop him from interrupting the press conference. He refused and continued to lunge towards the podium, and that is when he was removed from the room.
She says she met with the senator a short time later. At that briefing, Noem was defending immigration raids that Democrats say are not just targeting criminals, as protests spread around the country.
Nearly 1,800 protests organized by the No Kings movement. There has been clashes between protesters and police happening daily across the country, from Seattle to Las Vegas, Denver, and Chicago.
Fox's Brooke Taylor in Dallas. The Texas governor sending the National Guard to multiple cities ahead of protests this weekend, coinciding with the president's D.C. parade for the Army's 250th birthday. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Layoffs announced. No rain right now, but plenty of clouds. You've got plenty of rain expected tomorrow, though, and through the weekend. It's 85 on Monument Circle. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 5:02. Some Indiana state employees have lost their jobs this week. Jeanette Cruz explains why.
Hoosiers could soon feel the impact of deep cuts in the new state budget. Vital state services are facing a major shakeup after dozens of employees were laid off. The Indiana Historical Bureau, which manages over 750 historical markers, Thurs is down now to a single employee. The Indiana State Library and the School for the Deaf are also facing significant staff reductions. Governor Mike Braun's office attributes the layoffs to a new slimmed-down spending plan. It's a move that saves money but leaves a question mark over the future of the programs and services these agencies provide to the public. Johnette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A custody fight, an out-of-state move, and a murder case far from home. Ryan Hedrick on the death of a toddler with Hoosier ties.
Yesterday evening, after the Amber Alert was issued for a 3-year-old Nola Dinkins through Newcastle County Division of Police.
That's Maryland State Police spokesperson Elena Russo at a news conference Wednesday.
After the mother reported her kidnapped in Newark, Delaware, an intensive investigation was immediately initiated.
And Russo explains that 2 people are facing charges for the disappearance of Nola Dinkins. One of them is the mother, Darian Randall. Her boyfriend, who is not Nola's father, Cedric Britton, is also charged. And the father lives in Indianapolis. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A drowning on Lake Monroe. Zachariah Sweet of Mooresville dead. His body found Wednesday evening in 23 feet of water by sonar. He had been tubing, came off the inner tube without a life jacket. The driver of the boat, James Banfield of Avon, charged with driving the boat drunk. The 2 Hendricks County deputies who shot and killed 65-year-old Mark Vaughter in front of the courthouse in Danville May 5th have been cleared of any wrongdoing. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
From marshmallow festivals to fireworks on the shore. No matter where you're headed this summer, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. During Hubler's Freedom to Drive, shop any of our 13 locations. And choose from Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and more. Over 2,000 vehicles. All makes, all models, certified vehicles, luxury vehicles, even the hard-to-find ones. Plus, every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report.
'Cause Hubler's got you covered.
No matter where you're headed this summer, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles during our Freedom to Drive. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 locations.
Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
93 WIBC traffic. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, Chris, north side, eastbound 465 crash between Keystone Avenue, Allisonville Road, and 2 right lanes are closed, stopping us back to Westfield Boulevard, a 22-minute delay. Inbound 65 stop-and-go traffic after 29th Street down to the south split. That is a 9-minute delay. Westbound 70 stop-and-go rural into the north split, and eastbound 70 crawling into the south split from Tibbs Avenue. That delay is by 10 minutes. West side rolled semi-trailer cleanup in progress. This is eastbound Washington Street at High School Road. 3 right lanes blocked, only getting by in the left lane, and traffic's jammed up almost to Girls School Road. Crash on the east side, 56 at German Church Road. Traffic sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Here's your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Stray shower chance in place early Friday morning with lows in the upper 60s. Then scattered showers, heavy downpours, and storms expected Friday with a localized flood risk and muggy air in place with highs near 80. I'm Witch TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. During all the celebration for the Pacers last night, all the pre-gaming, watch parties outside, the bars were full. There were some anti-ice protests going on. Doesn't look like any problems. I was texting some friends in law enforcement this morning. I didn't see it personally, but I'm pretty sure there was probably shouts and chants at police officers that were rude and crap like that usually comes along with these kinds of protests. I hate that crap. But the FOP issued a statement, Hammer, that said everything went according to plan last night.
This is the statement from the Fraternal Order of Police about the protest that took place before the Pacers game last night. Quote, "As constitutional law enforcement officers, we We will always protect the rights of Americans to peaceably assemble and petition their government for grievances. Last night showed it can be done safely and without violence. While on the national stage during one of the largest viewed sporting events around the world, our professional police officers of Indianapolis continue to stand the line for individual and collective rights and safety. We applaud our officers, leaders of the IMPD, and residents of Indianapolis for showing how it can and how it should be done. We pray other major cities across America will stand with us and show that vandalism, violence, and attacks on officers will not be tolerated in a civil society. Back the Pacers, back the IMPD, back the Blue. That was a statement from the Fraternal Order of Police in Indiana. Look, everybody did the right thing last night. The protest people, they may have been a little loud. They may have said some inappropriate things, but no bricks went through windows. No cars were set on fire.
But no credit for doing what you should or should not be doing.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
You're 100% right. And the police officers, they gave them space. They let them do their thing. And they were kind of like a player at the free throw line in an NBA game. You got everybody yelling at you, booing, calling you every name under the sun, but they were just locked in, letting it go in one ear, out the other, and everybody went home at the end of the night.
That's part of the gig. And apparently, you were the one that was telling me there were chants from Pacers players to the protesters.
Pacers fans.
I'm sorry, not the players. Pacers fans to the protester.
There was a report on social media from Indianapolis Watch. Pacer fans are drowning out the protesters by chanting USA, USA. So I texted a few buddies that I knew that went to the game. Our pal, the coach, Dan Dockich, was one of them. And that was the case. Now, our pal, the coach, said, by the way, all of these protesters look exactly like you would expect them to look. So take that for what you will.
I don't know what that means.
But, yeah, man, Pacer fans were going into that joint last night. They were ready to take it out on the Thunder. They didn't have any time or any tolerance for some anti-American, anti-Trump, anti-ICE bullcrap. So they started the USA chant and drowned them out. And then at one point, the protest kind of petered out, but then it reassembled in a couple different places, walked around, but that was about it, man. Now, this Saturday, there's another one scheduled. This is the No Kings rally because they think Donald Trump is a king and he's got king powers. So they're having some sort of grab-ass session over at the State House starting at noon. Noon to 3 is the scheduled protest for the No Kings rally here in Indianapolis. So if you're coming downtown, just prepare. That may be taking place.
No Kings opened up for the Gorillas at the Old National Center in 2001, I think.
Great acoustic. Just fantastic acoustic show. Turning our attention to world issues, President Trump told a group of reporters that the United States will not allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon, and this is in response to the United States telling the personnel that they've got overseas it's time to move out. Donald Trump spoke to some reporters.
Well, they are being moved out because it could be a dangerous place, and we'll see what happens. But they are we've given notice to move out, and we'll see what happens.
Is there anything that can be done to dial the temperature down in the region?
They can't have a nuclear weapon. Very simple. They can't have a nuclear weapon. We're not going to allow that.
Yeah, well, look, the nuclear talks with Iran have stalled. This could be posturing. It could be upping the pressure. It could be preparing for imminent war. I'm not talking about the USA versus Iran. I'm talking about Israel versus Iran. Look, when you have our government telling our own Americans working for the government in other places in the world, yeah, you guys come home if you want. I would think just by my own, I'm not a military expert, if you didn't know, but I that only happens when violence is about to erupt. When they make announcements, when Israel is saying, Americans probably should just stay in Tel Aviv, probably just not. Look, man, not a lot of people know that Israel wiped out. I mean, it decimated Iran's air defense last year. And so if they were going to do something, and Iran saying yeah, we're not stopping our nuclear program, I don't care what you say, now would be the time to make a move.
And you've got the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, authorizing the voluntary departure of U.S. military dependents from all over the Middle East.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, so the wives, the children, the dependents, they have a voluntary departure that they're assisting with right now. And this affects the U.S. bases throughout the CENTCOM area, including Iraq, Syria, Bahrain, Qatar, the UAE. And this is all because of chatter that Iran and Israel might be playing the feud here really soon. So those are some heavy things that are going on right now. Let's bring it back to something positive.
Okay.
That Pacers game last night. And again, we talk a lot about the negative things that are happening in the city. Look who the mayor is. Look at the scandal going on with the mayor.
Ugh.
I mean, look who some of our quote-unquote Republicans are that were supposed to be lowering your taxes, that were supposed to be giving you property tax relief. We've talked a lot of negative things about Indiana, but the positive thing right now is the Indiana Pacers. It's bringing together people from every side of the political aisle. You may be an AOC-loving socialist Democrat. You may be a Reagan-loving, God bless America Republican, but when you go into Gainbridge Fieldhouse, you put that gold T-shirt on, and you're booing the bejesus out of those Oklahoma City Thunder.
I guarantee there were people that were in that protest last night on Georgia Street and other streets surrounding Gainbridge Fieldhouse. I guarantee they had Pacers tickets, and after they were done protesting, they walked into the Gainbridge Fieldhouse and cheered on the Pacers.
Celebrated some good old-fashioned capitalism by going to the concession stand, getting the free T-shirt, right? Maybe buying some souvenirs. And again, it sounded like it was a rock concert in that place last night. Here is from the Pacers Radio Network. This is a big play that happened in the fourth quarter. I think it led to a timeout. A Pacers player missed the shot. Might have been Halliburton. And Obi Toppin with the follow-up dunk.
Here comes Halliburton, outnumbered, he slows and waits. Now drives forward with the left hand, floating to the glass. No, but Y-E-S, as Toppin pulled it off the front of the rim and flushed it with two hands.
Nice.
Like, I could stand on a ladder, and I still think Obi Toppin could jump over me.
Yeah.
Like, the dude's got some ups. That's how Matt Baer was back in high school. Matt, remember those days where you could just dunk a basketball flat-footed?
I used to be 6'3". It's really kind of amazing. We're looking at the West Side crash. Rolled semi-trailer cleanup on eastbound Washington Street before 465. It's at High School Road. 3 right lanes are blocked and getting by on the left side of the roadway, and that is a traffic stop back to Girls School Road. Inbound 65 jammed up in spots. 29th down to the South Split, a 9-minute delay. Eastbound 70 delayed 10 minutes from Tibbs Avenue into the South Split, and eastbound 465 on the north side crash clear after Keystone Avenue. Traffic's doing a lot better, including southbound Keystone Parkway, but that is stop and go 106th Street down to that eastbound ramp where we had the crash. Inbound 69 stop and go 106 to 82nd. Traffic sponsored by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. They've teamed up with the Indiana Fever and Common Threads to provide local schools with information for nutritious meal preparation. Learn more at anthem.com/fever. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies Incorporated. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Coming up here in just about 15 minutes, Rob Kendall. He's going to put on war paint.
Oh, boy.
He's going to tie on a bandana like Rambo, and he is going to flip out and go completely off the rails.
Are we able to at least keep his shirt on this time, or is he going to rip it off?
He may rip it off. He did grow up in the Hulk Hogan era.
Yeah.
So that's coming up here in just about 15 minutes. It's 84 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. A fun-spirited round of Are You Okay With This is next.
When it comes to your furnace, when it comes to your air conditioning, when it comes to home maintenance, we only deal with American Standard Heating and Air because they are built to a higher standard. Here is Hammer to tell you about one of those awesome local independent American Standard dealers right here in Central Indy.
How about Family Heating and Air? The Morris family and their staff ready to hook you up this summer. You could call Rachel, you could call Marcus, or you could call Malia today to make sure that AC unit is rocking and rolling and ready for the hot air that's coming later in the summer. Family Heating and Air always encourages you to call them for a free second opinion. So if you got a quote from somebody else, it doesn't look right, call Family because nobody cares for you like family. 317-577-8077. Ask about that indoor air quality as well. 577-8077. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you. American Standard Heating and Air, built to a higher standard.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and nearly 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. Left untreated, these veins can cause tired, heavy legs, swelling, burning, cramping, aching, even restless leg syndrome. In some cases, it can lead to serious health risks like blood clots. USA Vein Clinics offers minimally invasive treatments that take as little as 15 minutes, covered by most insurances. Call 317-516-6861 and schedule your appointment today. Don't wait. 317-516-6861 for free information today. Imagine walking, exercising, and sleeping peacefully again. Varicose and spider veins won't go away on their own. USA Vein Clinics can help. Call 317-516-6861 for fast, easy, affordable solutions. USA Vein Clinic's treatments are covered by most insurance plans. Don't put this off any longer. Call 317-516-6861.
Looking for a place to watch the game tomorrow, a place that has free parking, a place that has amazing food and drinks everywhere you go? Make it a casino night. Head down to Shelbyville, and inside of Horseshoe Casino, Indy, you will find the Caesars Sportsbook. I'm a man that loves a good sportsbook, and that place is phenomenal. Everywhere you go, you can get a drink. It's so quick. It's so easy. The food is top-notch, and you can make a little scratch. Make your bets right there at the kiosk, or you could go right up to the sportsbook window. I'm telling you, nobody does it better than Caesars Sportsbook. Make Friday night a casino night. If you've never been before, trust me, make tomorrow night the night you go inside, you watch the Pacers game there, you order the food, you get the drinks, you play the blackjack, you hit the slots, and make sure you tell them Hammer from Hammer and Nigel sent you. It is the Caesars Sportsbook inside Horseshoe Casino in Shelbyville. Hit it up tomorrow.
Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. We are cleaning out inventory. Save up to 50% off Lazy Boy, Smith Brothers, and Flex Steel. And if it's in stock, save up to an extra 25% off. Save up to 20% off Berlin Gardens and Pollywood Outdoor Furniture. And save up to 50% off floor sample mattresses, including Tempur-Pedic. First come, first serve. Sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
The Attorney General's office wants to put your money back in your pocket. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov and search for yourself, your loved ones, or your business. It's fast, easy, and free.
Are you really okay with this?
Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, man, I have not heard this audio. Have you heard this audio yet?
Yes.
Okay. I'm fired up here. last night during the game, the Pacers game, when the teams going back and forth. Pacers radio voice Mark Boyle ripped the NBA and ESPN about the lack of exposure for the Pacers and OKC.
If I may take a minute here to make an editorial comment. Shame on the NBA and shame on its network broadcast partners. This is a fantastic series. It's going to be one of the lowest rated series in years because this league and those broadcast partners do not prioritize publicizing the league. A select number of teams, a select number of players, and this is a fantastic series. Probably is going to get better, and the league has done its fans a disservice by not showing you who these teams are. You knew this team was going to be good. Oklahoma City, I'm talking about. You didn't know they were going to win 68 games, but you knew they were going to be good. How in the world, when you have 5 games on Christmas Day, are they not playing?
Yeah, it's a travesty. And we'll see if a lesson was learned next season when teams open up.
We know that this lesson will never be learned.
That's fair.
Mark Boyle, voice of the Pacers, unloading on ESPN and the NBA. Are you okay with this?
Hell yes, I'm okay with this. He's absolutely right. Listen, if you want to grow the game to where it's not just a few handful of superstars, you have to promote the up-and-coming stars. Every other league does that. Hell, professional wrestling does that. It's called passing the torch, right? So a new generation has superstars that they can follow and become fans of. I get it. LeBron is still in the league. Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, still in the league.
Whatever.
And they can still play. But there's no reason, because Christmas is like the big day that the NBA unofficially kicks off their season. Like they start games, I think, late in October, but most people don't really lock into the NBA until Christmas. And to not have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's this year's MVP, on the list of 5 games that's involved is ridiculous. The Pacers went to the Eastern Conference Finals a year ago, and they got bupkis when it came to the Christmas games. Now, I'm calling my shot right now. I think the league will give the Pacers a game on Christmas, but they will send us to New York.
Okay.
They will throw us a bone, but they'll make us go to Madison Square Garden.
Interesting prediction.
Heaven forbid the Knicks don't get some sort of national exposure, whoever their coach will be next year.
Someone used AI to create they created a stormtrooper vlog in the Star Wars universe. They're battling a bunch of Ewoks on Endor. Here are some of the videos they made.
Okay, Greg, I'm telling you, I've seen like 5 of those little teddy bear looking things. One of them had a spear.
We're gonna die in a tree hammock because of you, Greg.
Now the teddy bears are chasing us. They're throwing things, Greg. Why are they so fast?
Man, I hate my job.
Okay, we've been getting shot at for 6 hours. I haven't eaten.
I don't want to die out here before Battlefront 3.
AI stormtrooper vlogs battling the Ewoks. Are you okay with this?
Yes. As a man that dabbles in a little AI, I'm having so much fun listening to these ridiculous things. Like the other day, we had somebody create an AI video of what it would sound like doing a man on the street interview in the 1500s.
Right.
I thought that was hilarious. And stormtroopers doing a vlog. And the most underrated part, like the key stormtrooper's name was Greg. Like when you think about the Star Wars universe, there's Anakin, there's Obi-Wan, there's Darth Vader, and Greg the Stormtrooper. Yeah, I think this is great.
I always thought it was interesting, even as a kid, thinking how the Stormtroopers could have been defeated by a bunch of those little bears. He goes, yeah, one of them has a spear.
Right. That was the worst part of Return of the Jedi. The Empire was brought down by teddy bears. Nah, I'm not buying that at all.
Coffee is officially the most important drink in America. A poll found it's the #1 beverage Americans can't live without, but if we're talking about taste, it's not actually our favorite. 53% said soda is their favorite drink, But coffee is the drink we can't live without. Are you okay with this? Do you understand the distinction? Do you?
Yes. I am not okay with this because I disagree. Coffee is not the most important drink.
Yeah.
It's beer. Beer is the most important drink. Think about this. When this country decided to do prohibition, we lost our ever-loving minds. Like, this country started running speakeasies. We were doing moonshine running in the back hills.
That's the mob.
The mob got involved. And honestly, prohibition didn't last all that long. But we stopped having our booze, and we freaked out.
People started killing each other.
I don't think that would happen if coffee went away. People would get headaches. People would get grumpy. Like the Starbucks people would be upset. But I don't think we would be willing to kill people and hire the mob to bring us mason jars in the middle of the night of coffee.
Allison, are you coffee? Are you a coffee person or more tea?
I am, and I disagree. I think there would be a riot if there was no coffee.
Way.
Yeah, you're not really a coffee drinker, so you don't understand.
I'm a coffee drinker. It just F's with my stomach sometimes, man.
Oh, it's
like I don't want
stomachs. Everyone. I mean,
really?
Yeah, it's part of it. But
coffee is supposed to make you poo. That's one of the things, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't.
See, you don't have to worry about that with alcohol.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
I don't know about
you do.
that.
Night full of drinking, the next day you've got some problems.
Depending on how much you drink and what you eat with the drink,
you may not remember.
You got La Bambas and a belly full of warm Budweiser. That's going to make you poo, too.
Did you hear that, Allison?
Yeah.
Did you ever have a belly full of Bombas and warm Budweiser in you, Allison?
Clipping that for tomorrow's montage.
Rob Kendall, Off the Rails, coming up next, right after the news.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The tensions have not gone away in L.A. 85 in downtown Indianapolis. No rain on the radar, but that changes tomorrow in a big way. You've got rain Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. Anti-ICE protests continue for a seventh day. Fox's Steve Harrigan is in Los Angeles.
The DHS secretary saying President Trump has told her to use everything that we have to bring peace on the streets, that is the goal. But there have been more than 1,500 arrests or detentions since this unrest began, and the momentum is building. DHS officials also say that attacks on federal officers are up more than 400% since this began. She vowed that those responsible for violent attacks on federal agents would be caught and punished severely. As far as the situation on the streets of Los Angeles, another second night of curfew. Minor damage done as far as arrests go. 81 people arrested.
Small-scale ICE protests have already happened in Indianapolis, reminding many people of 2020, says the police union boss. Ryan Hedrick reports.
They're reliving 2020 right now in their mind and in their spirits.
Rick Snyder Wednesday with WIBC's Hammer and Nigel.
And this is what I'm telling our officers. You have to remember that you raised your right hand and you swore an oath, so help you God. And we serve a never-failing God.
Snyder says most Americans are fed up with the violent protests that we've been seeing.
And they've come to realize that it's really about being anti-police, anti-Constitution, anti-family, anti-Semitism, anti-American, and anti-God.
Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Secretary Hegseth, President Trump, this administration's focus on lethality and fighting and winning wars and preparing for that rather than politics and political causes.
Senator Jim Banks at a hearing of the U.S. Senate Committee on Armed Services questioning several top military leaders on why recruitment is up.
The recruitment numbers show that's what works. That's what young men and women are looking forward and inspired to be a part of.
In the case of the Navy, Banks says it's better than it's been in 20 years. Secretary of the Navy John Phelan says better pay doesn't hurt either. 93 WIBC traffic. Here's Matt Bear.
Chris, West Side, looking at eastbound Washington Street. A rolled semi-trailer has closed eastbound Washington Street at High School Road. We're backed up to Girls School Road. Crash clear on the north side, eastbound 465, still jammed up Keystone Avenue over to Allisonville Road. Inbound 65, stop-and-go traffic beginning at 29th, down to the south split. And eastbound 70 at Grind Tibbs Avenue into the south split. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Here's your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Stray shower chance in place early Friday morning with lows in the upper 60s. Then scattered showers, heavy downpours, and storms expected Friday with localized flood risk and muggy air in place with highs near 80. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
And now, Hammer and Nigel go off the rails with Rob Kendall.
Noise pollution.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there, plus Rob Kendall from the Kendall and Casey Show here to go off the rails. Rob, how are you?
Great. Thanks as always, guys, to the segment sponsor, the fabulous Garage Doors of Indianapolis.
Your take on that clown show and the City County Council and what went on Monday and what's it indicative of in terms of the mayor's office and how things are run in the city in general?
So Ryan Hedrick, our newsman extraordinaire, was on our show the other day, and of course he has been quite candid. He and Matt Baer have a very fabulous podcast supporting sobriety, and he said something that was so insightful. He said, Joe Hogsett runs the city of Indianapolis the way I used to run my life when I was at the height of my addiction. And he said the reason everything is trash is because Joe Hogsett has an addiction. And if you look at how disjointed, discombobulated, disorganized, how everything's chaos in this city, it's because Joe Hogsett runs the city like an addict runs their life.
But who could have seen that coming, Rob? I mean, like if you watch local television around this city, you would have thought he was healthy as an ox. Like maybe he was getting, this close to making the Colts training camp roster. I say that being a smartass because we have been saying that on this radio station for years. It's not just because we disagree with him politically. It's because he's a dumpster fire of a human being that should not be in charge of a major city. Yet everybody in the local media, not named Wish TV, thought it was fine.
Well, and you think about this council meeting that dissolves into chaos the other day, and we were laughing about this morning, not in the sense of it's funny, but in the sense of it's ridiculous. So Vop Osley has been on the city council for 13 years. He has been the council president for 7 years. Your job is to run meetings. That's what you do.
Yeah.
He knew this woman was coming. She flew in from Denver. She had an angry mob behind her, right? You know she's coming, and you know what she's going to say, and you know what she's pissed off about.
This is all about the meeting, about the firm that they going to pay the firm that did the investigation or not, right?
And so she gets up there. She's a witness to this thing you've paid all this money for. She's in the report, right?
She's one of the key pieces to the report.
You know what she's coming to talk about. And so you have days, if not weeks, to figure out how you're going to handle this woman's testimony, which you know is going to go over 2 minutes. You know it's going to go over 2 minutes. And you know she's going to have this throng of people there that are itching for a fight. So I don't believe for a second that Vop Osley, who's now saying, I made a mistake, I'll try to do better. I don't believe for a second he didn't know she was coming. I don't believe for a second he didn't know what she was going to do. And I don't believe for a second he didn't know what he was going to do, which is he clearly got marching orders. Would you like to guess from who that said, you ain't letting her run the show. You are going to bark her down. You are going to demean her, and you are going to throw her out if she disobeys orders. I don't believe for a second he didn't know exactly what he was going to do.
And again, this is a woman who came with receipts. Because I've said it earlier. I want to make this perfectly clear. I'm not a believe all women guy. And my wife is the same way. She's like, don't believe all women. Some of us are full of crap. Ask Trevor Bauer. Ask the Duke lacrosse players. But these women that have came forward against Joe Hogsett, it's not a political thing because they're all the same political party. They've got the receipts. They have the text messages. They've got the videos. They've got the email trail. It's all right there. This is what I'm so pissed off about. And Rob, when I saw that the City County Council wants to do more oversight with this. How much more oversight do you need? It's all right there. I feel like Willy Wonka. It's right there, crystal clear.
Well, and then, of course, the Indy Star does this investigation where they just omitted, this firm omitted these key text messages where Joe Hogsett is acting like some college-age boy who's trying to get his girlfriend back And it's pathetic that he's texting a subordinate half his age. Hello, respond to me. Like, you're the mayor and she works under you, and this is how you're behaving?
Now, wasn't this the same report, Nige, that had nothing in there about why Hogsett chose to bring back his crony, Thomas Carl Cook?
The same report.
And then Peter Blanchard from Mere Indy, we had him on earlier this week, and Hogsett goes on, Russ McQuaid or whoever it was, I don't remember, but he tried to again downplay Cook's involvement in the campaign. Well, he was just an advisor, and Peter Blanchard spelled out with the email trail and everything. Cook was running the show.
Yes,
he knew exactly what this guy was. He was rid of him. He was rid of Thomas Carl Cook, and 3 years later, he brings him back knowing what he is. And we asked Blanchard this, and he's a very good reporter, and he was very dignified in his answer, and he didn't say it like this, but I'm going to say it like this. We said, why would he do this? And what you realize is Cook and Hogsett are the same guy. He brought him back because he gets him. He identifies with him. When you see the name Cook, just put Hogsett in his place, or Hogsett put Cook. They get along because they're the same guy.
Is it because they're kindred spirits, or they have dirt on each other?
Well, I think it's a little of both. They met, in my understanding, in the U.S. Attorney's Office. They clearly formed some sort of bond. And yes, they absolutely...
You like making chicks uncomfortable? You like making chicks uncomfortable? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
That's right. But like something out of Step Brothers, right?
The list of women that are claiming harassment keeps getting longer. We saw that picture of that woman confronting Hogsett at the Oakmont, I believe, is the restaurant. And
she quit the city government.
Yeah, she quit government because she was getting harassed, and not by Hogsett, but within his purview. And his response was, wish you the best. I mean, that's the same response Donald Trump had for Avenatti when he went to jail. Wish him the best.
But think about this.
A lot of people saying sorry in Hogsett's government.
But now the media's had enough, right? Like the guy disappearing during the riots wasn't enough. Everybody knew where he was, and everybody knew what was going on, and they didn't report on that to get to the bottom of it.
Nothing.
These allegations came out, and the media hadn't had enough then. And then the report comes out, and they haven't had enough. It's only when this woman who's in the report gets up and gets forcibly removed from a meeting, not even by Joe Hogsett, by the way, by some other guy, that now they're like, okay, I think things are kind of out of control in the city. Maybe it's time to start doing some digging.
How do you think local television stations would have covered it if you replaced the name Joe Hogsett with Todd Rokita or Micah Beckwith or some other high-profile, flame-throwing Republican? Do you think they would have had some sort of coverage then?
The mayor disappeared during the riots. The city was burned to the ground. People lost their businesses. People lost their lives.
Other blue cities, media would not allow that.
Not at all.
Chicago would not allow that. Yeah, right. They'd be wanting answers.
And by the way, and Lauren Roberts is important because she put in that Substack post because she was mad about how the report went. She's the first person from Hogsett's orbit to publicly say the guy has a drinking problem. And everybody knows Joe Hogsett has a serious problem with alcohol.
Wait a minute. He didn't just fall down wearing flip-flops walking to get the mail?
Ryan Hedrick said this with us the other day. He goes, I was an addict. He goes, if anybody knows how to spot him, it's me. And the guy has a serious issue with addiction.
Going off the rails with Rob Kendall here on the Hammer and Nigel show. So is anything going to come of this? Like, we've got all these women, they've got the receipts, they've got the emails. Like I said, it's not just, hearsay. It's not just anonymous. These women have put their names on it, and they've got physical evidence of the interactions that have made them uncomfortable. But yet, this report comes out, and there's nothing to see here, like Leslie Nielsen and the Naked Gun.
Well, the only logical explanation, because think about this, only one Republican has called for him to resign.
And why is that?
Because the money. You always follow the money. Why is nobody in the State House doing anything about Diego Morales' trip to India? Because there's a great chance that the money that funded him to go there has come back to these other Republicans in some shape, form, or fashion. Why will the Republicans, other than Josh Bain, not take on Joe Hogsett? Because the money. And why will these Democrats not take him on? Because of the money. It's the money and it's the dirt. It's the money and the leverage. These politicians, the best politicians, live off of leverage. Their whole legislative existence, their ability to thrive in the legislative process exists off of leverage.
So nobody's going to be held held accountable for what happened to these women.
That's my question. I mean, you're a betting guy. You guys got the betting podcast. What are the percentages that Mayor Hogshead is still going to be mayor in 2 years when the election
100%. No. There's no way. Because the people with the ability to do something, it is the same thing with Diego Morales, where the people who have ability to do something, you could get to the bottom of who paid for him to go to India tomorrow. If Mike Braun came out and said, I am instructing the state police to open an investigation, or if Todd Rokita stepped up and said, I am launching an investigation into who paid for this trip. Well, it ain't going to happen to Rokita because he endorsed him and gave him $5,000. I don't know what he's got on Braun. I don't know why Braun's letting him boss him around, but there is the same chance that's going to happen in both of these cases. It's money and it's leverage, and we the taxpayers get screwed in the process.
Come back for one more segment?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
We're going off the rails with Rob Kendall. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Beck Toyota has been sold to the Hubler Automotive Group, and this is your best chance to save before the grand opening of Hubler Toyota. Choose from Camrys, Corollas, Highlanders, Tundras, and more. Lease a new 2025 Toyota RAV4, just $349 per month, or a new Tacoma, $299 per month. So if you've been turned away due to the crowds, come back. This is your best chance to save before the grand opening of Hubler Toyota. Don't miss it on US 31 South in Indianapolis, across from Hubler Chevrolet. Visit HublerToyota.com. New RAV4s, $349 per month, or new Tacomas, $299 per month. All offers end June 30th. Select models, approved credit, plus tax tag title license, $199 dealer doc, RAV4 model 4432, Tacoma model 7540, 36 months, $29.99 due, 0 security, 10,000 annual miles, 15 cents per mile thereafter.
Oh, man, if you've saved more than $200,000 and have not filed for Social Security, you better be checking those Social Security statements to see how much money you'll be getting in retirement, because the number could be a lot less. It could be a lot more than the number that's on your statement. Discover how you could get every penny that's rightfully yours with a free Social Security analysis from Bill Demery, your retirement guy here in Indy.
Bill Demery is your retirement guy, and he wants to schedule a free analysis with you right now so you can learn how you can get every last penny that's rightfully yours in retirement. It's a free analysis. All you have to do is set it up. 317-648-5120. 317-648-5120. Attend this for free. Bring your better half with you. You guys will thank me later. 317-648-5120. Bill Demery, your retirement guy.
Garage Doors of Indianapolis has been a local, family-owned and operated business for nearly 50 years and helps keep central Indiana's economy strong by employing over 70 families. Garage Doors of Indianapolis stands by their products and services while they share and embrace our conservative values. So when you have garage door problems, call them today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis, 875-4577, 875-4577, or visit doorstoday.com.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Summertime's here, so get a hot summertime deal at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get Lincoln's employee pricing on most all new Lincolns. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Navigators. Up to $8,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Come and see why the Roush family has served the community for over 53 years at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Navigator MSRP $105,195. Nautilus MSRP $60,195. 2025 Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Packed with peanuts and filled with golden caramel, Payday is one hard-working candy bar. So grab one now to power you through the day. Payday Peanut Caramel Bar. Get to it.
The news everyone's talking about, you'll find it at WIBC.com. The latest from City Hall, the White House, or the State House. Updated all day. Don't miss what matters. Stay in the know while you're on the go at WIBC and WIBC.com.
Matt Baer has a look at the roads.
All right, Hammer, checking out Washington Street on the west side. The eastbound direction still closed as you approach 465. So the crash, the rolled semi-trailer is High School Road, and the entire thing is closed now eastbound Washington Street. Westbound is just fine. Traffic is jammed back to Girls School Road. Good to avoid the whole thing if you can. Southbound 65 jammed up from MLK down to the south split, delayed 29 minutes. Westbound 70 struggling from rural to the north split. Eastbound 70 stopped traffic from Tibbs Avenue into the south split. That's an 8-minute delay. Coming from Shelby County, westbound 74 stop and go traffic. This is Fairland Road up to London Road, 16-minute delay. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
83 right now at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center at 93 WIBC. Back with Rob Kendall, one of the hosts of the #1 rated Kendall and Casey show, 9 to noon here at 93 WIBC. It's riot season. You know, sometimes you look forward to football season. Yeah. Some look forward to, baseball season.
The holidays in general.
Right, the holiday season. It seems like we have riot season now, and it's taking place, Rob.
Yes, I thought the law enforcement did a nice job yesterday of keeping the peace during the Pacer game. By the way, nothing endears you to the people you're supposedly trying to win over, like, hey, it's the first time in 25 years they've been able to celebrate something, and we're going to go make people uncomfortable and try to disrupt it. Come over to our team.
Basically, what I saw online, reported from Indianapolis Watch, which is one of the great follows on social media, reporting on all things that happen around the city, and confirmed by our friend Dan Dockett, who was walking up. The protesters didn't want the smoke of Pacer fans. Pacer fans started a USA chant that drowned them out as they were making their way into the field house.
Here's the problem, though. Now, there's supposedly this thing that's going to happen on Saturday, right? Is that the day?
Noon to 3 at the State House.
Okay. We have not heard from the governor on what the plan is, and we've not heard from the mayor on what the plan is. And it's not unreasonable, given what took place in 2020, to assume that that could happen again, especially since, the one guy got a meet and greet with the governor and got to write part of the police reform bill. And other than the people who killed Chris Beatty, who really went to jail? Remember the Antifa guy pulled a gun on someone on camera? They knew who it was.
Everybody knew who it was.
Was that the fat guy in the Zubaz pants?
Right. Did anything ever happen to that guy? On camera, they caught him doing it. It's not like it was open for debate or discussion about what happened. So given the fact that if you're a lawbreaker in the state of Indiana, there's a better chance than not in the city of Indianapolis you'll get away with it. Why are we not hearing from the governor? Why are we not hearing from the mayor about some stern warning? There's no nonsense going around. The National Guard, the state police, the city, but whatever the thing is going to be, where are these people?
Is this an anti-ICE protest, or is this a Donald Trump protest this Saturday?
We're anti-windows. Let's go break some windows and get free stuff rally.
I mean, that's what these protests are about. It's looking for a reason to enact chaos on people. And that was what 2020 was about, too. The point is they pulled it off and got away with it in 2020, and people died and businesses burned. And the fact that the governor and the mayor are silent on this, it just blows my mind.
Okay, get that tinfoil hat ready, because Nigel brought a theory to the table yesterday about Joe Hawksett and the way he's going to handle this, that I think I might have to wear the hat too.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if something breaks out, something does happen, whether it be a big skirmish, whether it be lasting for a few hours, windows get broken, something gets destroyed, a car gets flipped over, it's going to get squashed immediately. The police are going to come in and handle it, and then Joe Hogsett's going to turn out to be a hero. Come out the next day,
and it changes the news cycle.
It changes the news cycle.
He wants it.
He wants it.
He wants these guys to be nasty.
I'm wearing the hat.
I don't even think that's a hat. I'm on board with it.
Rob Kendall with us. The new Degenerates Next Door podcast is out. Now, Nigel, you and Rob are the golf guys here. Right. So tell me about this U.S. Open.
Oh, my goodness.
You're the expert, Rob.
I said for months, there will be blood. This is the revenge of the USGA. Thus far, as long as they don't get rain, it looks like they could eventually end up breaking the all-time scoring record at 7 over. Now, there's a lot of things that can change that, but Oakmont, which is probably the best course in the regular U.S. Open rotation, They made it. They said we are.
It's a historically difficult course.
Oh, it's and Jack Nicklaus has won there, and Ben Hogan has won there, and Johnny Miller shot his 63 there. It's a very, very famous golf course, and they said the course is fighting back. I am here to watch men suffer. I am here to watch men go and not come back. And damn it, this is the year.
Special thanks to
Garage Doors of Indianapolis. You guys are the best.
He's off the rails. That's Rob Kendall. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hammer here for my friends at Diamonds Direct, Northside, Keystone at the Crossing by the Green Bridge. You can't miss it. Beautiful showroom. Look, it's open house season for the graduate in your family. So if you still need to buy that perfect gift for a guy or a girl, Diamonds Direct. The amazing sales staff, they will work with you on your budget. They won't pressure you to go over. They have the best customer service. That's why I keep going back. Diamonds Direct, Keystone at the Crossing. Stop by. Tell them Hammer from Hammer and Nigel sent you.
There's something timeless about radio. It's where stories are told, ideas are shared, and communities stay connected. Our generation grew up with it, and we still believe in the power of tuning in. At Howard Bailey Financial, we believe planning for retirement should feel just as familiar and trusted. That's why we're bringing real conversations and practical advice to the airwaves. Join us every Sunday at 9 p.m. for our Retire with Purpose Radio Hour, right here on 93.1 WIBC. We'll talk about what really matters in retirement, income you can count on, choices you can feel good about, and a future that reflects your values. Because some things, like good planning and good radio, never go out of style. Howard Bailey Financial, retirement planning that speaks your language. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC.